cameras are great, and so are you guys. Welcome to the A&R Popcorn Chicken today. I'm by myself? No, I'm not. I'm not by myself. This chair is alone, though.
Oh, well,
Lonely chair.
cut away from you.
Yeah,
So.
they decided to, they wanted to keep the minorities on this side of the table.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is not segregation. We don't endorse that.
Do it! Oh, we got a good show.
Fighting for it as well.
I'm prepared.
We're only having fun here, but we're going to have a good show today. We got lots to talk about. We got our 80s movie, which is The Goonies, which Justin absolutely loved.
It's my favorite movie ever.
Favorite movie from the 80s. Loves it more than Arnold and Stallone. Also got the finale of Silo.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa,
I'm
okay,
conflicted,
let's
yeah.
get into that one real quick.
Well,
But we have one more show,
Yeah.
which is not so much want to get into, but Secret Invasion with our friend Samuel. We'll get into that after Silo. But how are you guys? Good?
Oh, I'm very good.
It's hot over here in
It's hot as
Vancouver.
balls. It was like 37, almost 40 degrees. I don't know what that is in freedom temperatures, but it's hot as balls.
You know what's hot? When Americans come up to you at the airport and say, "This is California weather." And I'm
No,
like,
it's not. I've been to California many times.
I had a...
This is global warming.
I got out of the airport and a couple come up to me and go, this is really hot. I'm like, yeah, I know. We're just getting started. She's like, this is California weather. I'm like, just wait till August. I mean, it's getting bad, right? The temperature's going higher and higher every year.
Yeah.
It is global warming. I mean, we had 40s last year.
You just have to hope you live near the water so that way you can take a swim anytime you need it. But
It's so bad that I got AC in my house. I'm like, I'm not doing this.
oh, poor you.
Nah,
With the
I know,
First
I know.
world problem.
AC.
It's so hot. I had to install
You guys are
air
welcome to go
conditioning.
downstairs at the office.
Well, yeah.
Do you have AC?
I think so. I
Oh,
don't
do
know.
you actually?
Yeah. But also, I don't get any direct sunlight.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
so
you're
it's,
lucky.
it's
I
get it.
super cool.
I tell you right now, the basement in my place is the coldest of
Yeah.
all 3 floors. It is so cold there.
See, so I've got worst case scenario. I've got a bedroom that the sun hits for a fair chunk of the day. As
So
soon as it's
east,
past
facing
midday.
east,
Where is it facing? No, facing west. So as soon
Oh,
as
so
it
the
hits
afternoon sun,
just
okay.
afternoon sun, yeah, it
The
hits
peak
my
one.
room. Oh yeah, peak sun. Plus, I've got a lizard, a bearded dragon, who requires a heat
With a
lamp.
heat lamp,
So
yeah.
I got a couple heat lamps on there.
Can't you put him in another room in the summer?
It's usually best for him. I like him near me, especially
But the
because he's
heat,
old.
though.
I know it's not fun. And then here's where it gets worse. My gaming PC
Oh,
is a big boy, and
Oh.
it's silent fans. It's great, but
It just vents
still-
hot air.
well, it has to
whole
put out,
room.
hot air. Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
but I'm playing like a game like Hunt Showdown, and I'm just sweating buckets. It feels like I'm actually in Louisiana.
Jeez.
Swamp. It's got the
On the
swamp
bayou.
ass.
Let's get into our first show of the day. Silo finished up on Apple TV, and we throughout the whole series had mixed reviews on certain episodes. We loved the beginning of it. We loved the last 3 episodes. I want to say that it kind of ramped up. Character development, the mysteries are starting to uncover itself, and we predicted last week and the week before that based on the clues we were given of what possibilities are out there. And I want to say what we were as a group correct in some and not correct in others, right?
Yeah.
And well, let's start with the beginning of that episode. What happened in the beginning?
Well, they immediately leave the I can't remember the guy's name, but they leave his apartment. They say, "Oh, the Raiders are coming.
Yeah, yeah.
You have to leave too. I know you don't want to, but this is your place. They're
Yeah.
gonna come. So let's all go."
Well, he's gonna leave. Yeah.
yeah, and they immediately hook up into that console.
Yeah.
But my question here, I'm already diving into a question. They said that they hooked it up for everyone to see, but we don't see anyone's reaction. We don't
No.
know if anyone else sees it.
No.
All we know is that main console room, everyone sees it.
Yeah.
So what did everyone see it?
I think people saw it but don't know what to make of it.
Yeah.
I guess so.
That's what
It's
I'm thinking. It's
like-
so like,
What is that?
yeah, what's a video,
Yeah.
right?
I wish they showed us a bit of
Yeah,
connection.
I hear you. I hear you on that.
Well, I mean, they could have.
couple of gasps. you know,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
that could be something that they put into the next season, and also too. So like when they start playing the video of like the real world outside, and it's just all of the people surveying all the cameras and stuff, and then immediately the Common and
my
the
boy
mayor,
Common.
huh?
What's the name again? It starts with a S.
Sims.
Yeah.
Sims. Yeah. But yeah, so Common and Jeff Daniels or whatever his name is.
Jeff Daniels.
Whatever. The mayor. They immediately just start telling the people in
Tim
there.
Robbins. Tim Robbins.
Tim Robbins. Yeah.
Bernard.
Bernard. To just like turn around, don't look. You didn't see anything, and it's
I
just like
love that. That was
those
just the
people don't
panic.
even.
Yeah. Close your eyes. Close your
Yeah.
eyes.
Yeah.
That was just, if you're trying to not make things worse, that's not the way to go about it. I
Yeah.
think just tell them to turn around. Don't need to see anything here, but don't cover your eyes. Cover your eyes. You know, like
Yeah.
he went overboard. I think to
Yep.
make it like now they're all curious. They're like, "What did we just see?" They're like, "I want to see more." Right? Screw this Bernard guy. Right?
Yeah.
Like, and then we also have her getting handcuffed,
Yep.
Yeah.
and they want to make a big scene of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like shame on you, like in Game of Thrones.
Shame.
I was waiting for some old lady to just come up with shame.
But I think she's kind of an unsung hero. They know that she was
Oh, she's
investigating
gonna
murders.
be a
You'll know that.
massive hero there.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they're trying to not make her into a martyr, but by doing that, did exactly that.
It's the
Yeah.
opposite effect, right?
Yeah.
Although at the end she did agree to the terms of saying, "I'm going to skip the trial. I'm going to admit that I said it."
Yep.
And she agreed to that, and so people might think, "Oh, she actually did know."
Yeah.
And that might have helped stop the rebellion for now.
I don't know. I think that's kick-starting a rebellion,
Yeah.
in my opinion. I
Adding
think doors
gas
are going to be
it.
kicked down soon.
Yeah.
Literally, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do we go right to the end here and
I
talk
mean,
about this?
Yeah, but it was a fast-moving episode. There was,
It was a blur for me.
yeah, like
I
a
just remember
lot-
the end. I was like, holy crap.
everything was a culmination of getting to this exact point, and the amount of questions and conspiracies that the show subtly started, but then absolutely there was little to no gaps or just like questions at the end. Well,
Yeah.
like it answered everything that they kind of started,
Mhm.
and then we're like, oh, by the way, here's some weird stuff. Here's the credits. Anyway, see you next year.
I did like the fact that they allowed friends and family to come visit her at the jail cell.
Yeah,
Food, whatever it was, right?
yeah.
And then who and when did they give the sheriff's badge?
So
Was it Billings?
yes,
Okay.
Billings gave that to him, but then also there was something else that happened too. The girl, there was a girl who brought her the tin of snacks or whatever.
Yeah.
And then there was the note in there. What did the note say again?
Can't remember.
It was, anyway. So there was like, oh, okay, what's gonna happen with this? And then that nothing really came of that. And I was like, oh, okay. So now it's like even like those were the kind of things where it was like, oh, we're gonna start something that now you're confused about, and then maybe it'll happen next season.
So Billings gives that badge, and she's requested it, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
She requested that, right? And I want to get to right to the end.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to. Like we can sugarcoat and spin our wheels here, but I want to get right to the end. And so she gets, they put on everything, and the astronaut suit, hazmat
Mhm.
suit, and she walks out, and we see that play that we've seen, the video of the
Yeah.
V shape, and I
The
think it was-
birds.
One of you guys mentioned that it could just be a loop
Yeah.
playing, which was obvious because we kept every time we watch it, it's the same V-shaped
Yeah.
birds going across,
Mhm.
right? But again, yeah, she watches that, and it's a replaying on her.
Visor
Visor.
of the
It's-
of the video that she just saw, like that day.
Yeah,
So she knew it was fake at that point. Which is
And
great.
then so she sees that and she was like, wow, and then she sees the birds, and then she kind of flashes back to the video that she just saw, and she was like, it's the screen is a lie, or what? Like what? It's just like Everything's a
Yeah.
screen, and the screen's a lie. So it's just like,
But think about how advanced that is as well. It's not just a video that's playing on her helmet. It's virtual reality.
it's-
She's
yeah.
walked through it. She interacts with it a bit, and it gets all fuzzy. It's so much more advanced than anything else we've seen in the silo.
well, anything we've seen. But like, I said this last week. I was like, what if the helmet's just a VR helmet, and then they just
Yeah,
go out
it-
there, and it was just like, oh, that's exactly what
this
it
is the new
is.
Apple VR
Yeah,
right there.
yeah.
So the part
And
that
it
I was
made, this show's made by Apple.
Yeah.
So it's just like,
so the part that I was really confused was the part where she gets to the two bodies there,
yeah.
Yeah.
and there's like a ripple effect.
Mm-hmm.
What like, and then you see Bernard all excited. He's like, "Oh, here we go."
Mm-hmm.
She right on cue,
Yeah.
right?
Well, no, she gets out there, and then doesn't clean. She holds the thing up and then drops it. So that
And everyone's like, "Oh."
that dispelled what we thought of just like, oh, they just play a video when somebody goes out to clean, and then they doctor in like their
Yeah.
face and the mask, but they just play the same thing all the time. So it's not that, and she's the first person who's not cleaned too.
Mm.
Every person who goes out there cleans. But then,
So what was that thing?
well, that's just part of the virtual reality breaking. So
but like,
she
he's-
has assets in front of her
yeah,
that are generating, okay, this is a grassy knoll, and then like when you use a VR headset, if you go through the barrier that you draw out, the camera goes whoa, stop, and then it kind of dissipates and shows you like the real camera. And so like if you got a VR headset and you go, okay, you start up, and then it goes, hey, you need to draw out your barrier, so it like turns on the camera so you can see.
yeah.
Then
Your
you draw
parameters,
around
yeah.
you the perimeter, and
Yeah.
then if you go out of that, then it starts to phase the cameras, the real life cameras, back in, so
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
know if your TV or cat is right there, so you don't punch a hole in the wall. So it's kind of that where she started going past that, and
But
then
the bodies were still there. So is that real bodies there? Then?
Those are the bodies of the previous people.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
But
they
how
died.
did they fall and die?
So, I looked online just
Okay.
now to
Okay.
try and get an explanation. No one really knows. So what
Mm.
appears is the tape that she was given.
Oh right,
is
that's what
significant.
that's what the thing in the tin was.
But yeah, it was tape. We don't really know if it's because the tape that usually people are given is either like bad tape and it lets in, and there's actually poisonous gas out there, because
Yeah.
we know the world's actually
Oh, that
it-
makes
yeah,
sense.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
we know that the world's not
The
actually
old lady gave the
great stuff.
tapes.
yeah,
right?
because
Use
she
this tape.
she in the tin was like, we've got the good tape or something like that, and then the old lady went outside, and then for the first time, and then went to her friend's place who usually does that stuff. I guess brings the tape, and she was like, no, we'll use good tape, and then maybe this tape actually works, and then the other tape is just like cheesecloth or
Yeah, so
whatever.
what some people were confused by is either if the other tape is just bad, or if the other tape had some sort of poisonous thing
Yeah, yeah.
attached.
It can
By
be
the
numerous
way.
things.
Yeah, it could
yeah.
be numerous things. My guess is because the world we know is actually like we built up this whole idea of maybe the world's actually good and it's ready to go,
And it's not.
and it
No.
turns out, yeah, at the very end.
By the way,
it's not.
spoilers. I mean, we've already got the cat out of the bag, but spoilers for anybody. Why am I looking over there? Spoilers for anybody that didn't see it. You should stop right now and maybe
It
watch
came
it.
out last week. You still watch
Yeah,
it.
yeah, if you haven't seen it, like, I don't know what you're waiting for. You're really patient as a person.
Yeah.
But yeah, just in case, spoilers, maybe watch our show right after you watch it to get all the gist of it. But anyways, all right. So, yeah, you were saying?
So yeah, so we know that the world outside is still kind of apocalyptic.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course
The
there's the
panoramic.
big moment.
Oh,
I think you guessed it last week, didn't you?
I think it wasn't just me. There was somebody else also said it, like there could be more, because we talked about the 18 in the
On his
keychain.
keychain that
Yeah.
was blinking. Yeah,
And
yeah.
I think Chris also mentioned it too as well. Like we all had a consensus idea that it could be one of many silos.
Yeah.
Because of 18,
Yeah.
right? And of course, we're right. It's not just 18. It could be like 30 of them there.
Or
This is 18 of 30 or 40 or
Yeah.
50.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a giant area. You just see holes. Or
Yeah.
sorry, circles everywhere,
yeah,
right?
and you see the sensor, the camera that looks out. So it's like, that's what I mean. It gets to the end and it like answers all your questions, but it doesn't answer them the way that you really expected, and then completely just doubles down on this being weird and being like, yeah, everything this is weird. We've done this like 100 times, and yeah, and
Yeah, it's and then you see in the distance the landscape of the broken down metropolis, whatever
Yeah.
place
Yeah.
they are in. I have no idea. I'm thinking Georgia because of the
oh yeah, sure,
guess.
right.
Yeah.
I'm thinking downtown Georgia, Atlanta area.
yeah.
It's Walking Dead all over again, eh?
Maybe
then
this
Rick
is The
comes
Walking
home.
Dead.
Yeah,
It's the
Rick
prequel
comes
to
around
The
the
Walking
corner.
Dead.
Yeah,
They all went crazy and became zombies that came out of the silos.
yeah, and that's how it started.
But we, sad that we don't see our main two characters from the beginning of the show. They're actually dead.
Yeah,
So I'm assuming because of the tape, they probably had gas leaked in, or the atmosphere got to them
Yeah.
and they died.
mm-hmm.
Right?
What's Juliet gonna do? Oh wait, before we even answer that, so now we've got other questions. Why are they showing this fake happy world? Why don't they just show the world as it is? Not
Yeah,
as
what's
a
the
fake?
point of?
That's a great question. Why does this
Why
VR
does it-
I
world
think that's
exist?
to. I think that is to deflect, or not deflect, distract them from having that gas leaking into them. They're so enamored about what's going on, and plus they need him to walk around maybe in that area. I'm thinking the gas probably is in that area, right? Because they went in the girl, the lady, she went and started cleaning to let the husband know.
Yeah,
So she's wasting time there, right?
Yeah.
And
Well,
maybe
and he said right on schedule, as in like, oh, people, you can't after like 30 seconds or a minute of exposure.
that's what I'm
to
thinking.
this
I think it's a timed
die.
area. I think if you stay in that area and don't venture out, then you're gonna die because the gas in that area is gonna leak through or something.
Maybe.
Because that's why he's saying timed. Maybe that area, that hole that she was trying to put the shield on, that's the gas chamber or something,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
right? I'm just trying to
Yeah.
think
Yeah,
of a
I
reasonable
don't think we'll
explanation.
know for a
Because he
couple
was not
years.
happy that she's walking out towards the overpass.
Yeah,
the
no.
over
and
there.
then he said like she knows, and I don't know if he was talking about like the suit, like she knew that the suit was faulty, or if she knows the truth about the world now.
But here's the thing. He says like, oh, she knows that it's actually shit outside. It's like, but
Oh my
that's what
God.
everyone knows.
Yeah.
Like, why is
Why?
that? And I'm not like asking this as in like, why did you write it like this? I'm genuinely curious about the direction that they're going, and it's not a slight against the show. It's just genuine curiosity as to why this world is like
I think
this.
I think also think it's to do a bit of both, to calm the inside people
Sure.
by having that, like having the two of them in the beginning go out there and ignore walking over that part and just stay in that area, kind of tells people that, oh, it's actually a horrible area and they're trying to clean up the camera. They're actually doing what they're, they said, I want to go outside and clean, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
But-
think it's a bit of both.
But if it was a safe zone around the camera, then there would have been a time when somebody went out to clean and then just stayed right by the camera and then was just like,
I think that
vlogging
whole, I
for the
think that
first
whole
time in
area
the
gets
silo.
infected by that vent.
I think that
Maybe.
there's a couple of reasons, but one of my guesses is that this is a way of weeding people out that could be troublemakers, because this is a contained society, no way to get out.
yeah.
In order to maintain order, you have to weed out the troublemakers, the potential rebels.
Well, they're already
And
doing
one
that
of-
with eugenics.
Well, they
And,
are.
like
They are, but
selective
on
breeding.
cases that fail,
Sure.
and where kids are born accidentally, and things like that. Sometimes the people that are a bit more curious, that shouldn't be curious, get hints about the outside of as it actually being okay to leave, and so
Oh.
they start going down the rabbit hole, and then
And
eventually
if it's a predetermined rabbit hole, then they know,
Yeah.
okay,
they're like-
somebody's asked this specific question, which the only way they would know it is if they started looking into and found the conspiracy that we created.
yeah, and then as soon as they go outside to confirm their theory,
Mm-hmm.
they die. Problem solved.
It seems like a whole lot of work.
Yeah.
I think
Like-
it may have worked in the past
what
for
I'm-
them though.
But I'm thinking, why so much work has been put in to separate the silos? Wouldn't it be awesome to connect them all through tunnels?
But what if? So, well, there's the tunnel in the basement.
Yeah, in the deep down.
But what if each silo is having a different experiment? So like this one,
So you're
18.
still on the experiment part of things?
Well, they has
I'm
to.
just-
It would be a
I'm-
100% copy of Fallout if they did that. I'd be so
No.
disappointed.
To me, it seems like more of a survival thing. I don't know. Like,
Well, not experiments, but like different rule sets. These guys have the pact, and their pact is like no elevators, no this, you can't build magnification or whatever. And then in another silo, in another silo, they're like, all right, these ones can have magnification, these ones can make elevators, and then they kind of see what. So they're experimenting in that way, as in like doing trial and error with societies, and then whichever one is the most prosperous, then they go, okay, that's how we're going to make the new world.
It's another thing, actually, when you mentioned that we haven't had answered.
the water at the bottom hasn't been no explanation. Nothing.
We
about
don't
it.
understand
There's no
that.
significance.
Well, I
to
think
that.
that's a security thing, so that people don't go into the tunnel that not clearly, that probably just connects other silos together.
Even the other questions, like no elevators, no
That doesn't make
microscopes.
sense to me. Why
the
It's
no
not?
still-
elevators is so that they separate.
this.
They have a
tiers?
class system. They
Yeah.
only have 10,000 people.
But
And
you
to
can
be
still walk up the stairs to them.
Yeah.
yeah,
you
but
can
it's still a barrier for entry.
Yeah, but
sheer,
it's such a
sheer height
small-
of it you're talking about.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like it would take like days to get up to
It
the
does,
top. Right?
and that puts a class system, which
Yeah, and
that
I'm assuming
if this is a government run silo, then they know, okay, well, we have to have classism, but how do you do that in a 10,000 person facility? You can
yeah.
so to be able to expedite that process and have it so that it comes more naturally, they do that to then separate the levels.
Okay.
And they can also easily impose curfew and then divide it even more.
Sure, yeah.
Exact.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, season 2's already been renewed,
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good,
Yeah.
because if this was a cliffhanger
Yeah,
and we'd
see-
never get the answer, I'd be so upset.
and didn't I tell you guys? Apple loves to do cliffhangers, man.
It was a good cliffhanger. It was
One of the better of the ones I've seen from other shows.
It all of the things that we said, like it better answer this, this, and this. I think it absolutely answered all of those things.
I would have been so mad had she opened the door and then
there
it
was
was like end
credits?
credits.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Oh,
would
yeah.
have lost it.
we would have.
I said it last week. I would have lost it, right?
We
Like,
would all come on here and been like, "This show
it made me
sucks."
invest so much time in this show, and then just get the door open and that's it.
Yeah.
No, like I'm happy that they showed and told me that hey, there's more than one. Okay,
Yes.
I can deal with that. I can work with that.
Yeah,
right?
they answered your question and left you with 5 more, which is a really good
And it's fine, it's
thing
fine.
to do. For,
They answered the biggest question for me.
yeah, and they made
Are they
me-
alone? Right?
They made me interested in a second season.
Mhm.
Had they
Yeah.
had they only answered like a couple things, then it would have
Mhm.
been like, all right, wait for season 2. It's like, why?
So 2 things I got from this. Well, 2 things I hope I'm gonna see in season 2 is one, our boy Common turns around and just clocks Bernard for
Yeah.
lying the whole time, right?
Uh,
Because I think Common's probably like, what? Like, what's going on here? Like, what do you mean right about time? Like, I have a
No.
feeling there's gonna be sort of like a power struggle here.
I
How can Common just be I keep saying Common. What is his name in the show?
Sims.
How can Sim just be okay with Bernard lying to him at the top level?
because he knows it's for the greater good, and his
Yeah.
whole
Does he now?
yeah.
I-
What the greater good could be in another silo connected.
Yeah, but
with
he
him.
doesn't, they don't know about the other silos.
I think he wants the position. I think he knows that there's some secrets that are kept at that high up position that he's not entitled to yet. And he just has been told, you know what, I was wrong. I'm going to let you be my shadow. We're going to have a discussion again about that. So I think he's fully on
I'm
board
gonna
with
say
them.
that he betrays, or they have a power struggle at the top next season.
Hmm.
Something's gonna happen here. I don't think Sim's gonna just be okay with it because
no, well,
because his wife also, lit a fire in him too, right? Like his wife said, "I let her go.
yeah.
I didn't do anything to her because I know what it is to be on the other side and force people to do things, and that's why I don't do it anymore." So I have a feeling that something's gonna happen with the two. The other thing I'm curious is she gonna go to another silo and go down the hatch?
I wonder if she will, or she'll go up to another silo, like
Just
the
up to
camera.
the
just,
camera and just be like,
Hi.
hey, yeah.
everyone's going to freak out. They're like, oh my God.
or this happens all the time from another silo. Like,
Whoa.
they let their silo. This is silo 18. Yeah, silo 21. They let theirs just go for walks all the time,
Yeah. I wonder.
and then they race them.
Does she go to the city or does she go to another silo?
I think she'll.
I don't know if there's
first
another
go up to another.
Oh, we saw in the
silo
distance.
camera.
Remember Georgia?
Yeah, but it looked like it was like bombed out though. Didn't
But
it?
I'm saying, does she go and explore that, or does
Mm.
she go into a silo or a silo?
I think now that she knows the world's actually destroyed, she'll go up to another silo first, or she'll go back to the silo that she's from. And
Or you
maybe-
think she's gonna go back? She's
I
not.
think-
She's not welcome back though.
I know, but imagine people see her go over the edge and then return later,
Yeah.
knocking. Although she does have an oxygen supply because we know
Yeah,
that.
that's not.
Yeah.
So she will die if she can't get in somewhere soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would another silo let her in though?
I think some.
Well, that's the thing. Well, actually, you know what? Yeah, because if he's got a key that says number 18,
What if
let's assume that he never leaves the silo, because now we know it is like toxic outside.
yeah.
So
there may be ways between the silos. We don't know if.
Yeah,
Here's
we
what
do
I'm
know-
thinking. I'm thinking there's an overall dome that are the hierarchy people that run all the silos. I think if she walks further down, there might be another like expo dome sitting
Yeah.
somewhere, glass
Well,
dome.
One thing I'm thinking about is that keychain. At one point in the show, it lit up red.
Yeah,
Yeah.
somebody is telling him
Yeah.
and watching all the silos.
has anyone? Wait. Did it blink steadily, or was it like
It was blinking like a
or was it Morse
an
code?
alarm, like a pulse.
or was it Morse
It
code?
was a pulse blink.
And
Mm.
then later, when it's lit up later on, it became a key. It shut out the
Yeah,
little
yeah.
key, and we didn't see what was actually in the server room. So my guess is that's either it's something to do with the outside world, or it's connected to the other silos.
Hmm.
There's got to be like a UN kind of thing
Yeah.
set up
Yeah,
somewhere.
like they've got a meeting, and he's
Yeah.
gonna be like, "I've got someone out.
like
Shut
he's-
off your
yeah.
camera."
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, what's going on? We see that your silo is up to no good, and you're number 18. What's going on? Report to us.
Yeah.
There's got to be a command headquarters for running
Totally.
it all.
Yeah.
I have a feeling she might get to it,
Mm.
right? Might go and knock on that door and say, hey, I'm here. And they'll be like, what
Oh.
the hell, right? I mean,
Have you played The Forest?
no, I have not. no.
Mm.
Oh, the forest. What do you think it's gonna be like? The
Why do you
forest?
say that?
With
do
people
explain.
with mutated bodies running
Well,
around.
there's a lot of then the Sons of the Forest. They somehow did a sequel to it, a game that had a fairly, I thought, enclosed story, but there is a lot of similarity, or possibly because it was like a lot of experimentation on this island that they then discovered, and then yeah, okay,
You wanna save it for the next season.
yeah.
Well, we don't even know when it's gonna be filmed. It
No.
usually takes 2 years.
And there's a writer strike.
So let's say 3 years.
Yeah. Well, it's
Uh,
Apple.
They've got another show coming out though. I'm really excited about.
What's it
It's
called?
a science fiction book by a Russian writer from the 40s. Season 2 is gonna start, I believe.
Soviet Russia.
No.
Wait,
science
Stalker?
Huh?
Stalker?
No,
Rise of the Cosmonauts.
something off. OV at the end.
Well,
Typical, you know.
Cosmonov.
I mean, every
It's-
million's out there.
It's some white guy from America. His last name's last name's Smith.
But that's-
Romanov.
No. It's
the most stereotypical.
Yeah, like what?
Romanoff. Come on, I would make it more harder than that. But it's coming out season 2. I love it. I love deep space and colony and stuff like that. I'm all in.
Oh, it's
right?
the second season of it.
Yeah, second season.
Oh.
Very confusing.
You know, okay. I had a conversation with Cowbunga Dude.
Disappointing's not here today.
Yeah, where?
Get a life, buddy.
Yeah.
Come on the
No.
show.
So, while I was streaming Zelda, which I just beat it.
You finished it.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks. Part
I will
10.
never get close to finishing ever.
I have 160 hours in it.
Jesus.
It's
160.
yesterday was the 10th stream I've done, and they're at least 5 hours long each, and I still play it on my on off time too.
There's probably so much to discover still.
I've finished it because I know that it's like once you finish it, you can still play, and I was like, oh, I wonder if there's a new game plus. There isn't yet, but I still have so much I want to do, which is insane. But I was telling him about this story. There was a bear during the World War II whose name was Wojciech. He was a Polish bear.
Oh yeah.
Polish
Oh.
bear, where they got from Iran. I didn't know that Iran had brown bears. Maybe it was a zoo.
Not
I assume
anymore.
it was a zoo.
Okay, yeah, sure.
That was the only thing that makes sense. But they acquired this bear, this Polish battalion or army, group of Polish soldiers. They adopted him. And to what was it? It was something to do with like to be able to feed him or to transport him.
To transport.
Yeah, to transport him, they could only transport soldiers. So then they enlisted the bear Wojciech and became a private in the Russian army. And then later he like partied with these guys and just like they brought him everywhere. And it wasn't just like, oh, we brought him and there we go. He loved beer, would eat cigarettes, but he would only eat them if they were lit. If you handed him a cigarette,
Eat the cigarettes?
yeah, because it's a bear in the Russian goddamn army. This is the hardest thing alive. Anyway, I was telling Cowabunga dude about this bear, and then he was like, "Oh, like
I think
cocaine."
Cowabunga unfollowed us.
no, he was like super excited, and then it was like,
Oh,
"Oh
I'm
man,
getting a bear now.
I want to see there. Well, how has there not been a TV show or movie about?" Oh, because he brought up Willow or something. Anyway,
So wait, you brought up Willow, and
No,
then you get
no.
over to the bear.
no, I was making fun of him and yelling at him because he brought up Willow. But then he was like, "Oh, actually, I looked it up, and there is a Wojciech movie in production."
Is there actually
There is.
movie or TV show?
I think it's a TV, or I think it's a movie.
Okay, is it an English movie?
I don't know. I just said I need to bring this up. Look it up. Just type in Russian Polish Wojciech. It's
It's
V
Polish,
O.
isn't it?
Yeah. He was in the Russian army though, but
Vodchuk, yeah, that's how you spell it. Vodtek.
yeah. But yeah, he would only eat cigarettes if they were lit.
2011. There,
No,
I think it's a
that-
documentary.
that's a documentary, but there's a new movie in production apparently.
When's this?
And that needs all of the funding because that could be
Pre-production.
Yeah, there you go.
It's a 28-minute movie.
That's not how long movies are.
It is the story of Edinburgh Zoo's famous bear.
Edinburgh.
I'm guessing that they brought him. They brought to an orphan Syrian brown bear. So he is a Syrian brown bear
Okay.
brought to Edinburgh, having been previously adopted by Polish soldiers. So it was before he was brought to Edinburgh. He was with the Polish
okay.
soldiers.
Okay. So yeah, there's a movie in pre-production allegedly.
Starring Bill Patterson, Richard Gadd, Shauna McDonald.
Those are all people that exist.
These are D-list actors.
But yeah,
Nothing wrong with that.
Wojciech.
It's like a mini movie.
I got less excited.
I think it might be animated because maybe
Ah.
that's just the not the animation. That's just the potential rendering for
Yeah.
poster sort of thing.
So the show on Apple TV is called Foundation.
Foundation.
It is an old book. I will try to get the author's name, but I have it on audio, and I watched season 1 religiously. Like I said, Asimov.
Oh, Isaac Asimov.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
his books,
okay. Yeah.
and he's got more than one. I think it's a trilogy.
Yeah.
So they did this. They did a gender and race swap. I don't give a shit because it's never been done before on TV or movies. I don't care, but I
Right.
enjoy it. Tell me a good story.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
Yeah.
It is good, and it's also complex. So you really need to pay attention to everything that's being said in that show.
Oh, absolutely.
If you take your eyes off it and wander for about 5-10 minutes, you're going to miss something. It's not going to make sense for you.
Yeah, it's Isaac Asimov.
There's a whole lot of going
It's-
back and forth in time as well.
Whoa.
It's really, really like hardcore science.
Yeah.
And I love it. I recommend it if you're big into science shows, sci-fi shows. This is the one to watch right now.
Cool.
Yeah. Foundation. So season 2 is going to come out, I believe, any day now. I think it's end of this month or middle of this month. I'm going to be glued to it. It sucks it's one episode at a time, though.
Yeah.
It's like, ugh.
Just
Give me
put it
two.
all
Give me
out.
two at least.
Yeah, or yeah, I do like the Disney method of delaying something, apologizing, and saying, "Here's 3 episodes. Sorry."
Yeah, that's
And right now, Apple has another banger of a show that I've already started watching last week. 2
Oh.
episodes dropped. What's his name? The gentleman who played Heimdall in Thor. Adrius Elba. He's in it.
Idris Elba.
Oh, really?
He's in
Oh.
it. It's an Apple TV show called Hijack.
Oh,
I thought it was a movie.
Yeah.
So I went to play it. Me
Who
and
else
my
is
wife
in
were
that?
some no-name guys.
No, there's a couple other people that are in it that
I wouldn't know. But so I went to watch thinking it's a movie with my wife. We're sitting down and watching it, and then it says episode 1 and 2. I'm like, wait, what? It's a TV show? I'm like, oh, like not gonna wait for weeks for this thing to end. But 2 episodes dropped, and it's every Tuesday they drop an episode.
Oh,
Episode
nice.
3's dropped yesterday, so I'm gonna go check it out. I think we should definitely watch that and maybe talk a little bit about it. It is really cool.
Oh, yeah, I'll check it out.
Yeah, Hijack.
Yeah,
You know,
'cause I think I saw a bunch of previews.
With
for
Silo
it.
ending, I think it would be good to maybe bring on another Apple TV show. They're bringing bangers right now.
Sure.
Yeah, do you know what? I'm pleasantly surprised by that.
Mhm.
I know Apple TV does have some good shows, but they don't have a big stockpile
Yeah.
of it compared to
No.
a lot
Right
of
now,
other
it's been a
companies.
consistent from Ted Lasso to these guys,
Sure.
Silo,
Yeah.
to now, this Hijack show, and then Foundation at the end of the
Yeah.
month. So they got 4 shows in a row that just one after another are hitting it.
And what's great, because it's not Disney, they're okay with getting a little darker
Yeah.
and saying some stuff.
And their shows are an hour long.
Yeah.
Hijack is actually
Yeah.
long.
The length
Thank
is
you.
good.
Yeah.
Let me sink my teeth into it a little bit, right?
You don't feel rushed during
No,
it at
not
all.
at
I
all.
love it.
Not at all.
Yeah.
It's good.
Another show that's watching is our boy Henry Cavill's show on Netflix, Witcher.
Witcher.
Yeah,
The
season
first
3.
half is dropped already, 6 episodes, I believe, or 4, something like that, and then the next will be in about a month from now.
And it's going to be like 2 episodes, right?
No.
No?
It's like 6 episodes
Well,
each
it's Netflix, so
in Netflix. Part
Oh,
1 is
yeah.
6, and then another part 2 will be 6, I believe.
Oh, okay. No, I know it's Netflix, but for Stranger Things, they did 2 episodes as the second part.
well
But that was
that
long episodes.
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, they were.
They were like 4
I
hours
thought they'd do
altogether.
something like that for The Witcher. I
Yeah.
thought that was.
The Witcher is about 45 minutes each episode.
I do that. That's my favorite way of releasing a TV show. Ever since the Stranger Things season,
Yeah.
you've got a bunch of regular episodes. It sets you up, but then it basically feels more like a movie for the finale.
Yeah.
So that way, it's not just a regular TV show. And I will comment. I think Silo, this episode answered more questions, but was slower. I think that they should
Yeah,
have
actually.
done one big
Yeah,
episode
you're not
of
wrong.
9 and 10, so that way you get the action pack in the start, and you continue straight into it off the bat without having to wait a week.
Well, and also too, they ended and then started right after each other. So
Yeah.
there was also the part where it was like, oh, she jumps off the balcony. Oh no, was she? Oh, wait a week. And then like the first scene is just like her going, oh no, I didn't fall that far. And you're like, oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah.
So yeah, if maybe they'd put like those 2 together,
Yeah. I
Or-
think that it would have helped.
I don't know.
Like, it wasn't bad. It was still great.
Yeah.
It's just it felt like episode 9 was fast paced, it was intense. This episode, immediately you hit the brake, she's caught. And
Mhm.
all that's happening is they're talking about stuff, she's learning some things. The secrets are being revealed, which is great. I wanted that. If they didn't, I'd be so upset. But the pacing felt weird.
Really, I really liked the slow. It was almost brooding, where it was just like you're instead of like having it. It was the same level of intensity, and I feel, as the last episode, because like the last one was just like, oh, am I gonna get caught? Oh no! And then this one, they're like, it was like a slow, brooding, serious conversation about horrible things, and so the intensity was still there. It was just like everything's a lie.
Yeah.
There's other silos.
I think when you have
They're intending to kill everyone, and it's just like, oh god, oh god, oh god, whoa, 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 whoa.
I think when you have a slow show, clever writing is important
Mhm.
to keep the audience entertained. It's slow, but there's good dialogue happening,
Yeah.
providing you clues, closure, development, all of that stuff. I think, yeah, I was the first to say in the middle it was really slow for me,
Mhm.
where I almost wanted to walk out from it. But then I want to say the last 3 episodes, it might have been slow at parts, but the information that we were getting
Mhm.
kept me still sitting there watching it.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in the first couple episodes after the introduction to it, again, our main complaint was like, if this doesn't pay off or if this doesn't pick up, I'm going to be disappointed. And then every episode it was like, okay, it paid off. Okay, it's picking up. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think I'm actually really excited to rewatch this show because I think
right? Yeah.
all together, because I think the pacing, I think it was perfectly paced in conjunction with
So
each
do you
other.
think they made a mistake by dropping it weekly?
No. I think there's.
I would love.
I would prefer it obviously all at once.
I would love a streaming platform to recognize what a show, when a show needs to be weekly or consecutive, not just one or the other.
Yep.
Like somebody go, you know what? We watched this and we've had people in the room and say that they would prefer to watch this all in one, binge it all at once.
Mm-hmm.
Or some people said, no, we don't mind it. It was good to have a week off.
I don't know if that's to be with the show or if that's
because Apple doesn't advertise, so it's not like they need advertising money.
they do advertise
when the show's on. Like there's no commercials. I mean, like
no,
what I mean? Like,
no streaming services.
yeah, that's
do
what I'm saying. Like, so that part is not relevant because TV shows they want weekly because you get revenue every week coming in.
Yeah, but they want subscribers to stay, so they want. If they put it all at once, people would do the free trial, watch the whole thing, then piss off
One big
and
difference.
stop, never
Netflix
give them money.
has got so many different shows at the same
But
time.
Netflix has been doing that model where they drop everything.
Yeah,
but that's because they have 500,000 things coming out
they
every
got
day.
so many shows, so that way, as soon as you binge that, you got something else.
Yeah,
And they're the first big streaming platform out there, anyway. So they had a lot of people. Where else are you going to go? You're not going to unsubscribe.
yeah.
Obviously, that's changed now, but they still have so many shows. Disney Plus, they have new shows, but they don't have a lot coming out at once. It's like a couple big new hits
Like
a year.
Netflix is doing the shotgun approach of just like quantity over quality for the most part now.
Mm-hmm.
Disney Plus came out of the gates, which is like, we have Star Wars and Disney movies. If you have a child or like Star Wars, you will give us money. And then everyone was like, oh, yep, okay, sorry, yeah, you're right, sorry, Sir Disney.
Do it now.
Yeah, do it now. And now they're like, we have Star Wars, and everyone's like, yeah, but it's shit. And they're like, well,
we have Marvel.
we got Marvel, and they're like,
yeah.
but that's also shit. And then they're like, God, what do we do?
We have Willow.
We had National Geographic. By the way, they laid off majority of National Geographic staff, and that seems to be a
Yeah, a bunch of them are out in the woods, though.
Wait, so do they lay off the
Hook,
like
line,
the
and
video
sinker.
side of it or the magazine side?
all of side, all of
Everyone
it.
else?
They are massive layoffs right now at Disney. Everywhere
Mm-hmm.
they are laying off, and National Geographic happens to be the first to get hit hard. It's the lesser of the ones that people
I love
watch.
National Geographic.
I
but
love
it's
them
become-
too. I love it.
I think it's become too kid friendly recently. National Geographic is not. No, it is. It's not supposed to be like that. And now
Yeah,
it's.
the magazines were really brutal and
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah, actually, okay.
They
I
were
see what
honest.
you're
Ireland, land of
I
the
don't-
savages. I kid. I work at an Irish pub.
saying.
Don't say their
Irish
name.
card?
They're not sponsoring us. You should sponsor us though. But Nathan, never mind.
But
Nathan's-
Elvin doesn't drink beer.
No.
Yeah, but sponsoring money. I'll take
I
that.
drink money.
Yeah. Swim in it too.
I've got this Guinness glass full of dollar bills.
Scrooge McDuck, duh.
But like, so then like Disney Plus, they had that, and now they're hemorrhaging money. So now, and they kind of did a bit of backtracking with their release schedule, pretty much for a lot of their big IPs, where they would have to delay it, and then they would be like, sorry, here's 3 episodes, which then kind of tempered people's expectations for a lot of their stuff. And now they just kind of do that, where they everything that's
But
new.
I feel it's a lie.
Screw you,
though.
here's 3
episodes, but they're 20-minute long.
Oh no, absolutely.
So
It's a
they're
cop
one
out.
episode.
Yeah. No, it's an absolute cop out. But
Yeah.
with other streaming platforms like Apple, who isn't that not a household name as far as TV show
Well, they
providers.
restrict who can watch a lot
Totally.
more than the other platforms.
Right, but then if you look at HBO, there's that they are on like you go there for good quality. They go like, we made Breaking Bad and The Sopranos. There's our resume. Give us money, and everyone's like, all right. And then Apple TV is like, well, we're Apple. We have this. Well, like I still don't know what Apple is known for. Like I don't know what their
Phone.
swan song is.
Phone.
No, I know what the company is known for.
I think
So
Ted
you're
La-
talking about the streaming side
Streaming,
of things?
yeah. Movie or TV show
here's
production.
what I think.
Ted Lasso was, I think, one of the biggest things.
That feels like it came out last week.
One
to
of
me,
the
though.
one of the things I heard online was the reason why companies like Amazon and Apple have streaming platform is just to keep their brand relevant on the minds of people continuously.
Sure.
They don't even care if the streaming service is viable or not. They don't care.
Yeah.
For Apple, like
It's
the
a
whole-
write-off. It's a write-off.
The whole production.
Movie production studios don't care about making good content. They just want to make money. Are you kidding me? What?
It's a
No,
concept.
let's be honest. With Apple, with like an hour of selling iPhones, Apple's already paid for the full production.
Yeah, yeah.
Of
Oh,
this-
absolutely.
Of Silo.
Yeah.
But having said that, though,
All the 4-year-olds that built the phones, they're not. getting
but
the
having
money
said
from
that,
them.
there is this ability this with billionaires, it's more of like power, right? Like Bezos doesn't want to get,
Bezos and whoever the hell's
Like
running Apple.
like
has done-
Bezos is
Tim
trying to
Cook.
get into
Sure.
NFL football streaming right now a lot.
Sure.
He's been schmoozing with the commissioner. I've seen it on TV myself, and they got the Thursday night football streaming exclusive, and NFL is a multi-billion-dollar company, right? And he wants a piece of that pie. It's one of these things that how many cars do I have in my garage like that? It's like a flex thing with him now.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, my Amazon Prime, the layout is garbage. People are complaining about forwarding and rewinding. Like, it was for the longest
He
time.
has never opened the app
Yeah.
in his entire life or
He
heard
doesn't
anything about it.
care, right? It's just about a flex. I own this. I own that.
Yeah.
Until he sends a car to space, he's nothing to me.
What a loser.
Yeah. He's gonna send a 2-day return package. Just
Put a drone into the stratosphere.
Here's
then
an
come
Amazon
talk to
delivery
us.
truck sending it right to the moon.
But a company like Netflix, this is all they have. They
Yeah.
don't have anything else, right? Which is like this is it for them, and so they need to, and they just got absolutely annihilated by like Amazon and Disney when they came in, Paramount when they came in. They just took away pieces of their shine away, right? So I just recently heard that they're shopping around to buy a streaming platform. They want to buy somebody
Who?
out. Netflix. They're shopping around
Oh.
to buy somebody, and what I've heard is it's Paramount Plus on the radar.
I think they'll do that too.
And
That
I heard
makes
Paramount
sense,
Plus is
'Cause
not
they
doing
sound
well.
like they're. I was gonna say they sound like they're probably gonna be the cheapest.
Yeah.
Paramount
Yeah.
Plus has only had 2 shows that did really well, and one of them wasn't like super well. There's the iCarly one. Don't remember the name. It apparently did okay, not super well, but okay.
Sure.
It had
They're
a lot
all
of attention.
40.
What's the second one, Nathan?
Yellowstone.
Oh no.
Yeah,
no.
It's not the
Yellowstone-
Stallone
no, no,
one.
But Yellowstone is streamed on Amazon though.
You can get the first couple seasons, but the latest season's always on Paramount Plus.
It switched over. They took it away from Amazon. It started on Amazon.
Yeah, but it's been
And I
taken
think
on.
last year is when they pulled it off.
It is
Amazon.
the most successful show they've got.
But
is
original
Yellowstone.
content, there's nobody better than Stallone. Tulsa King. It's the highest rated Paramount Plus TV show.
Okay, but
Original.
that's like saying I.
No. It's everywhere. I was watching the Austrian Grand Prix, and they had a giant Tulsa King billboard there in Austria.
Right.
So it's like it's the only reason
No,
they're
no.
even relevant right now.
Well, no, I was gonna say
No,
it's
no,
not the
actually-
biggest. It's just the only thing they have. So that
No,
all
they
of the
have- no, no.
marketing, all the marketing money that they would normally have to use on 50 other shows, they just go shit. Give it all to
I should
Stallone.
say, Yellowstone's actually higher rated than Tulsa Kings, but as you said, it's not original
Yeah.
to them.
They have oh my god, I can't remember the name. It's the Navy SEALs TV show they had. What was it called?
Seals.
See what I'm dealing with here?
It's
people?
Paramount Plus. They're not very creative with the names.
What's he? He's from Tulsa.
It's
okay,
Navy
he's
S.
the king.
Yeah.
All right,
From
we'll call it
Tulsa.
Tulsa King. What do we got? This new show. It's the Yellowstone National Park. Yeah. Okay, let's call it Yellowstone.
What's the main character's name? Carly. Does she have a cell phone like an iPhone? Yeah. iCarly.
All right, we'll take money from Apple.
Thank God I've never watched a single episode of iCarly and never will.
You
Actually,
shouldn't.
No. iCarly was a good show.
I will never watch anything that's no thanks.
The old one.
No.
Are you talking about the mistreatment of the
No!
actresses? That was bad.
Well, it's a Nickelodeon. It's a Nickelodeon show that was produced by what's his name, who's a confirmed pedophile. So obviously, no. The show anyway.
Don't worry.
None
about
of us
No,
in
wait,
this.
what show are you saying to watch?
I'm-
Are you not? Do you not have a point?
He's
No, I'm saying. How
Secret Invasion is
how-
what he's saying not to
How
watch.
old are you?
How old am I?
Yeah.
No one can know. No, I'm 25.
There we go. Okay. Elvin and I should have no opinion on iCarly TV show that was on Nickelodeon when we were in our 20s and 30s.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I agree.
Yeah. I grew up with that Carly and SpongeBob and that sort of thing.
No, I'm aware of it. I had a little sister, but anyway.
I'll have been compared to someone's little sister.
No. I'm saying there's a generational thing.
Yeah.
And it's a different. But when you go, no, Elvin, you should have loved iCarly. I was like,
iCarly
he
was
was
the
30.
It would be weird for me to like that.
But he doesn't like Yellowstone, though.
No.
Yellowstone's so good.
He's
I
just hasn't
find
watched
it unrealistic to have that much action
And
happening.
Tulsa Kings is
and a farm.
and
okay?
Tulsa Kings
There
is
are
more
people killing
realistic.
each other, suicides happening. Like,
It's
come on,
America.
man. The only thing that should be killed on a farm is a cow, right? Come on. I
Oh, no,
watched
they
it.
don't kill
I
the
watched,
cows on the farm.
I watched 3 seasons of it. I binge watched. Like I said, I was
same.
in Kelowna during Christmas time a couple of years ago, and there was absolutely nothing to do there. It's snowing outside, everyone's sleeping. I said, okay, I've been hearing about this for over a year on every radio station. Yes, I do listen to radio. And I watched it, and I binged it. And I like Kevin Costner. He's a good actor. And the show was entertaining at some points, but it just got so annoying. I'm like, this is not a realistic version of a farm. You don't have this much action
Well,
happening.
here's the thing, though. According to a lot of people, they say that. Now,
Who are these people?
people that work on ranches, as well as some
Oh,
people
man.
in the industry that don't work directly on the ranches. But they say that while the show is dramatic, there are elements that are true. There's a lot of pushing around for land, including violence over land, that's not talked about because it's kept all hush hush. But obviously it's dramatic for the show. But there are violent disputes frequently, like little wars between different ranches and different companies, and
I just couldn't stand the daughter. She just drove me nuts.
oh yeah, I hate him. Are you talking about Beth?
Yeah, the daughter. Kevin
Yeah,
Costner's daughter.
yeah. I
She was
didn't
just
like her either.
like I understand what they were trying to go with that character, like a mix. Like
Yeah,
she's a mixed bag of problems,
yeah.
and I got that in the first couple of seasons, and I was like, okay, this is getting annoying now. You had me in a
Yeah.
couple of seasons where she went up and down on a roller coaster, fine, but you keep doing it, it just gets annoying, right?
Yeah,
like,
I didn't like
you need
her.
to kind of slow that down a little bit, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was all right, not bad. I mean, I get the appeal. People who are in that farm world love that kind of show.
Farming simulator.
Yeah.
People that are really into farming simulators are gonna
Do you
love
like
this show.
farms? Do you like guns?
Hey, I was
Watch
I was
Yellowstone.
born and raised in a farm. for
I've
the
lived
first
on, like,
6 years
3.
of my life. I chased chickens around to learn how to play soccer and run. So that's
Did
what
you-
I
wait,
did.
so you chase chickens to learn how to play soccer?
Yeah, they
That
were
mean you
really
kicked them?
good at soccer.
Yeah, I was violent. I was 5 years old. What did you want me to do? I was playing at a farm.
Gosh, my aunt's farm. I remember I was visiting it, and she told me like, "Oh, you always have to be careful of the dogs around the because if the chicken managed to get over the fence, dogs are gonna go after it." And as soon as I arrived, I hear squawking and freaking out, and the big dog Charlie is chasing after this chicken and killed it.
Oh, Charlie.
I was raised in a sugarcane farm. So you have
Oh.
like miles and miles of sugarcane. You just go in there, break it off, and just start eating it, and it's pure sugarcane. I mean, I was just high as a kite, right? I was
Yeah.
like, woo, right? My mom was like, great, he's got sugar in his body.
Go kick the chickens
Yeah.
for 2 hours.
Go ahead. And I was like, woo! Like, I was Barry Allen all day long, right? But yeah, I mean, I get it. I get the appeal on that.
Wait,
Let's get into. Sorry. what was it?
we haven't given our scores
Oh, that is
for,
right.
for the episode
Silo.
and then
Oh yes.
the season.
Okay, I need to record the.
Okay, while you're
them
doing
down.
that, I'm gonna give my record. I'm gonna score of it. I'm gonna give it a 9.
Okay.
I
9
thought
for
it was
the episode.
great. Yeah.
Okay.
Overall,
We'll-
you want to go
we'll-
overall too?
We'll do episode first.
Okay. So 9 for the episode.
9 for the episode from Alvin. I'm gonna give it. I think I'm gonna go with
Don't say it.
a 9.5.
Okay, good. Because I was like, no way, you can't do that.
I don't think
it's not perfection,
it's not perfection.
and you've already mentioned that it wasn't perfection in some parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think. Yeah. Okay. I'll give it a 9.5.
I think that's a fair number.
It hit all the
Yeah.
expectations that I wanted it to.
And I think
It
overall,
left
that's
intrigue.
yeah.
And again, it went from like a 9 or a 10 or a 9 in the first 2 episodes, and then went the bell curve on this show is
Mm-hmm.
I think
It is a
perfect
roller coaster tycoon, baby.
example of how you make a show. You grab someone's attention. Then you go, okay, we can let you breathe for a bit. We're going to explain things. And don't worry, everything's going to pay off in the end. And then it does.
Yeah, so if you haven't watched the show, I suggest, and Justin, as I mentioned earlier, watch it all together. It just, I don't know, I mean, obviously people don't have like 10 hours in a day to watch something, but having the ability to watch it now, not have to wait a week or so for an episode, it's great if you want to get through a show like this.
Yeah.
You know, if it's slow, okay, you can go to the next episode and it speeds up for you, kind of thing. All right, he gave it a 9.5. I gave it a 9. What did you give it?
Do you know, I think I'm going to give it a 9 as well. I really enjoyed the episode. They answered a lot of stuff. The reason why it's not a 10 is, for me, and these are 2 small things, I'm still happy with the episode. 10 because I felt like the start could have felt a little bit more high-paced, at least.
The start of the show?
No,
the start of this episode.
Oh, this episode.
Could have felt a little bit, can maintain that pace, and then the last 20 minutes we get it slowed down, but it felt like they, I don't know, for me, maybe I was just tired, but it felt like it slowed down a bit earlier, even during the action.
Fair enough.
She's going down the chute. Yeah, they're going to catch, they know she's there. They're going to catch her. That was obvious.
By the way, that was crazy. We didn't even talk about that.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Going down the chute. It's so microwave at her.
Yeah.
And then a washer and dryer afterwards.
Hey, we need those air conditioners. It's warm right here. But yeah, so there's that. And the other thing is that I felt like some stuff that they meant to answer still remained a little vague. So I think the tape is, because it's a better quality tape, I'm not sure. I wish that they grew
I really wish that they gave us something on that,
Yeah, but I think they didn't try to keep it vague.
I think they did keep it vague because it, all that is just like, oh, just the tape around here. But is that, okay, is that, but I think it starts so many,
I thought they're trying to make it obvious, but we just weren't sure if the tape before was bad or just didn't give a good
think
seal.
It was just another rabbit hole that it wants to send you down, and it's just like,
but
we put different
knew
tape.
it, though.
She got to walk a little farther, and it's like, okay, so is it bad out there? And it's like,
But she did stumble.
Yeah, but that's
She
because she
did.
kicked. No, that one was explained. That was because
right.
she was viewing the perfect world without the bodies and without some of the steps, and that's why she stuck her hand immediately after.
Yeah.
She stumbled. It was first a trick for the audience for us to think she was falling, but then we realized no, it's because she's seeing the wrong stuff right now. This is not the real world, and
She still has to get to somewhere before her oxygen runs out.
yeah.
So that's going to be interesting.
But
what's gonna
then, so
happen.
here's the question: if outside is poisonous,
I like how we went off beat and then came right back to where we were.
if the outside is so poisonous, why do they even bother using subpar tape if they're just gonna? Oh, is it because
They're trying to kill them
then why do they give them a mask?
to make them
the
think.
illusion?
Remember,
the illusion
this
of
is the illusion.
They're going to
yeah.
go clean.
Yeah, but they always do.
Yeah,
And if it
and then they
apparently
die.
takes like
and then they die.
5 minutes, why don't they have them just die so that it's not right in front of the camera? So
No.
they just go up, wipe,
So it's-
dead, wipe,
they do
dead.
that- No, they do that. This is my theory.
Okay.
We mentioned it before. That we. No, I'm just sorry.
Yeah, please don't do that.
My theory is that they are intentionally leaving a rabbit hole open for people that are potential rebels within this controlled society to go down, and the idea is make them think that there's a world out there that they can survive.
Right.
But they leave it in a way so that way they can die.
Okay.
Cleaning the thing that is not necessary, but it is for the rest of the population.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that
we'll
way
find
we
out in
see them die.
2025.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
2026.
we'll find out
we
in
don't know.
2025.
There's the writer's strike.
Yeah, I really hope that they get this together because it hurts everybody in the industry. I understand what they're standing up for, and they do.
Yeah, to be paid money.
And they should get paid. I honestly think the writers should get paid really well because without them, you've got nothing.
Not
There's
the
no acting.
Mandalorian.
There is no directors.
Not
None
Mandalorian
of that.
season 3 or some of the new Marvel shows.
No.
I don't think they should get the increase, but everyone else.
I feel that they should get paid really well. I don't know. Maybe they do. I have no idea. But
They don't.
There you go. They don't, right? They should get paid really well. So, well, hopefully they come to a conclusion and get that over with because there's a lot of shows being backlogged right now. A lot. Some of them are being canceled. There's no point, right?
All right, what do you give this whole season?
Ooh, okay. I'm going to say an 8.
Yeah.
It's a solid 8 for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I really think it's a good show. It's not the greatest, but it's not. I recommend it. I recommend people watching it. I think it's a good show. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say probably, yeah. Let's go an 8.5. It's not like,
Well, throughout the season, you did score some of the highest.
Yeah.
So that makes sense for you to stay that at that level.
yeah, I scored each episode. So how I'm
You're generous with your scores. Yeah.
It's mostly like 5 is boring or average, or 5 is like it is passable. It is content that you can watch and forget that you're alive for 10 minutes or an hour or whatever.
An hour, yeah.
Or
10 minutes.
for a half hour or whatever. 10 if it's from Disney Plus. But 5 of it's fine. Like 6 or 7 is like, okay, it was entertaining, but like when it's pulling me in and making me create theories and discuss about conspiracy theories, like that's like an 8 or 9. Like that's what it's trying to do, is it's executing that so well. And I think scoring it higher, I would want to, because again, I think this season was perfectly crafted in my opinion, its pacing, where it grabs your attention, slows down, and then has a good ramp up and a good payoff.
I think that's fair. Yeah.
But yeah, I think 8.5. Like it was phenomenal. Wasn't life changing, but it was a really cool story and it was executed very well.
I also want to say that Apple didn't spend a whole lot advertising this show. It actually was under the radar.
Did not
No,
know
it's a
about it
shame
until
too.
you
It
said
was
it.
good.
I was the one that I was like, I saw this on the app, and I'm like, okay, they've been showing me this for about a couple weeks now. I go,
Yeah.
this might be worth watching, and that's when I mentioned to you guys that, hey, let's check this out,
Yeah.
right? But I didn't see them advertising anywhere else.
I haven't even seen like people on YouTube talking about
It was
this.
only within
Like,
the app that they kept mentioning it,
Yeah.
right? And that
no
was it.
advertising.
And it's not like they can't afford to.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
can plaster it 24/7 at New York Times Square.
Yep.
They can do it 24/7 there. They didn't, right? So unless if anybody else has seen advertising, let us know. I want to see where they advertise it. Also, go follow us at A&R Universe. Let us know what your thoughts are on this show. If you are watching us on the replay, did you watch this show? Are you going to watch this show, or you don't care for this show? I actually want to see other people's scores as well.
Yeah.
Give us your score overall for the actual show. You got to hear my score and his score. What did you give it, Nathan?
All right, so I'm going to merge 2 scores, and I'm
This
going to
guy-
explain why.
This guy's going to get his algorithm going.
God.
And everything. Yeah, all right.
As it was released week by week,
Yeah.
I think 8 is a good, fair score. It's a very good score,
Of course,
too. Great.
Of course.
I think that if this was released all at once and I can binge it, I think it would be a 9. I think the story
So you're
would
going to
be
hit
a
at
lot more
8.5?
interesting. So I'm going to give it an 8.5.
I knew it.
I think that's fair. I think
Sure.
the
No, that's of
presentation-
course, of
the
course.
presentation is important
Yeah.
for the
Yep.
season. And you've mentioned many times, actually, we all have mentioned how it's been presented to us.
Yep.
How it's been released. So I think that either being a bingeable thing or the last 2 episodes
Yeah.
Mm.
were given at a later date and the rest are
Did they
all
do
given
the
at once.
first 2 episodes
Yeah.
at once?
They do
Okay.
it with almost all the Apple TV. They did it with
Okay.
Hijack. They did it with Silo, and they did it with. They didn't do it with Ted Lasso though. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they only did 1 episode Ted Lasso. But all their new IPs, they're doing 2 episodes, which is
Interesting.
brilliant.
Yeah.
Get them in there.
Yep.
Get them invested.
The pilot.
Just gonna
One
meet
ain't
and
gonna
then
do it
watch
for
the
me.
next thing,
Yeah, because
But you dropped 2.
the first
Okay.
2 episodes. Yeah, it's like here's the introduction to the story, and then here's the beginning of the conflict.
And it's not just 2 20-minute episodes. It's 2 hour-long episodes.
Yeah.
See, with me, 1 episode gets me a can of Coke and sitting down. 2 episodes, I'm gonna get my lunch or dinner to sit
Yeah, yeah.
down and watch this thing now.
Yeah.
And that's when you got me.
You get more interested.
Exactly.
It's not just like, oh, that was cool, and you walk
It's an
away to something
event.
else.
It's an event.
Yeah.
2 hours is an event for me in my life.
Yep.
I don't have a whole lot of time in my day, but if you tell me that show's good and you give me 2 helpings of it, all right,
Yep.
you got me. Cool. Which is why I get upset when Marvel gives me 27-minute episodes, or Disney Minus gives me 27-minute episodes.
Yeah, because you can't even get invested or.
Well, the credits is 5 minutes itself. So
Yeah,
what am I
yeah.
watching?
That's how I judge how long a Disney show is now. I'm like, okay, it says it's going to be 35 minutes. It's 30.
Yeah.
And plus, there's also the start as well. There's going to be the credits.
Recaps.
Yeah.
Speaking of Disney, let's get into our. I know we have to. We committed. We're always committed, no matter how bad it is, and we've done it before.
If we watch another shitty Disney show, I'm going to ask to be
Loki's
committed.
coming next.
I'm going to ask to
Yeah, but
be
Loki's
committed.
better.
In an insane
not a
asylum.
bad
Yeah,
show.
it wasn't bad. Yeah.
It's the first. Wasn't it the first
Loki was one of the
Marvel
best.
thing that introduced us to the multiverse at the time?
Yeah.
Yeah. it
Well,
was-
Wanda sorta did.
Kind
It's
of.
Yeah.
a different world.
That
she
was
did,
ultimate reality
yeah.
sort of thing.
Sort of bending reality. Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, we have Secret Invasion, and does anybody care? Because the ratings have plummeted. It's bad.
It's and even in this episode, there were so many like, ooh, what's this? Oh, maybe this guy's a scroll. Maybe, but then it's like 2 seconds later, they're like, yeah, he's a scroll, and you're like, okay.
Spoiler alert to anybody. Yeah, we're gonna dive deep into this, so if you haven't seen it, go
But
check
like,
it out.
they don't capitalize. They haven't once capitalized on the fact that they have shapeshifters as the main character. There's been no suspense, no intrigue, no conspiracies. It's just like, this is a bad guy, this is a good guy. They fight now, and it's like, whoa. But they don't let the audience wonder anything. They go, he doesn't know he's a Skrull. And it's like, but I do.
And they advertise it as
Who can
like,
trust?
oh, no one's gonna know who.
There's no secret in that title.
No, there's no secret
There's
at
no
all.
secret
It's
at
not
all.
even really an invasion. It's just like a small rebel
We've
group.
been here all along.
Yeah.
You know what? The part that really bothered me for this episode is how they devalued Nick Fury when he had his buddy sitting in the car with them, saying, "If it wasn't for me, Nick, you would never climb up this ladder."
Yeah.
Holy smokes, did you ever ruin that character? Because in the comics, it's nothing like that.
Yep.
Nick Fury is a badass human being that puts a team together and gets a whole company like S.H.I.E.L.D. together and goes and fights against aliens and superpowered human beings, you know.
No. What was it? Aliens, wizards, and what was the? There was the line in, was it Spider-Man or was it, where he goes, which of the big three is he? And he goes, what do you mean? He goes, he's one of the big three. The wizard. He's either an alien or he's
supervillain or
something like that. And he's like, what do you mean? There's no wizards or whatever. He's like, Doctor Strange. He's like, he's a sorcerer. And he's like, yeah, that's a wizard without a hat.
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
It was, yeah, okay.
It was Bucky talking to him. Yeah. No, but I mean, how do you you in one episode just destroyed Nick Fury's legacy?
Yeah.
Everyone's like, oh, he didn't do it on his own. He doesn't have the smarts to do it. This guy helped him. Okay, well then, there goes Nick Fury as a really awesome guy that we love from Avengers 1.
Yep.
And I was just like, what the hell? Why am I watching this? Like, this is garbage. You ruined that character now.
Yep.
You could have just said, hey, I helped you from time to time, but Nick, your smarts and my intelligence helped you get to the top there.
Yeah.
But that he just
just like as a team we
Yeah,
did this,
as a
we
team,
built this empire,
yeah.
because that was the whole point of that conversation is because Nick Fury was then like talking down to him and being like, oh, I've been cleaning up your mess this whole time, when he's literally comparing him to a dog.
Yeah.
And then instead of just being like, oh, you would literally be nothing without us, which then goes like, oh, so he's just a dude who was there.
just at the right time.
Yeah.
Just a guy with an eye patch.
Benefited from this guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he could have been.
Without us, you're just a black guy with an eye
And
patch.
then
You're nothing.
Then they doubled down on kick Nick Fury in the pills again by his wife saying to him, "You neglected me for over a year. You knew I was down here, but you went to space. Like, what kind of husband is he then?" I was like, wow, did they ever destroy this character in one episode?
The guy that protects Earth from other threats.
And neglects his wife for supposedly over a year.
Yeah, but like, how is that even neglected? He went to space.
Well, no.
to, like, protect Earth.
No. Because he was like, what, you're mad that I went up to, build Saber or whatever?
Yeah.
And she's like, no. I had no qualms about, or I had no disillusions about who I married. I know that you're Nick Fury and I expected this. But then you came back and left me again.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, see, it's just like, holy smokes. Like, why would you destroy this character like that? And the other thing is, like, where was she the whole time in 10 years? Like, you couldn't have mentioned that he has a family or something, or even hinted. The audience can see it, but the characters in the story don't need to know.
Yeah.
Right? But it's just like they shoehorned her in the show just to make Nick Fury feel like he's a family guy now.
He's
or
human.
something.
He's relatable.
Does he have
He's got a
kids?
wife.
Does he have kids with her now? Like, I don't know.
They're human, but they could transform.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a new superhero.
It's just like half. No, that's how Toad from X-Men was born. Now we get the conspiracy.
man, here we
confirmed.
Nick Fury is Toad's father.
Yeah,
Oh, he's been disowned. That's why he lives in the sewers.
yeah. So he's just half reptilian. He
It's-
can't.
Oh my god! It's just like you just took a cool character like Samuel L. Jackson had, and just destroyed it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get where the show is going. And then they have the Super Scroll line at the end with the guy.
That's
Yeah.
such a cool.
Wow,
name.
such a
Super
hidden secret.
Scrolls.
Yeah, it's in your trailer. It's
It's in
whole
the comic
point
books
of the
forever.
comic. Yeah,
I had
and
no idea about this. Wow.
I'm okay. And then also too, I'm seeing so many people on the internet, and this makes me mad because I know it's not going to pay off, and they're not going to do anything about it. But there's so many people like doing theory videos and discussing all the stuff about War Machine. What's his name?
Rhodes.
Rhodes being like, maybe he was a Skrull the whole time, and if you watch this part of this movie, and when he
Stop,
used to be
people.
Cuba,
Stop with the
Cuba Gooding,
nonsense.
not
Stop
Cuba
with the
Gooding Jr.
clickbaiting.
Who was the guy who played him originally? Because
Oh,
they recast him.
Yeah. You're talking about
Um,
the gentleman from the TV show from Fox.
was it Cuba Gooding Jr.?
No, it wasn't Cuban. No.
Anyway, the original, and they're like, maybe that was
Type
intentional.
in Iron Man 1 cast. You'll get him.
I will.
And then they're like, maybe that was and then the fact that no one ever noticed, it's actually because he was a Skrull the whole time.
no.
And then it's just like, oh, who's this mysterious person on the phone? It's like, it's him. Oh, I wonder who Samuel L. Jackson's wife is talking to.
I can't stand
him.
people on the internet that do that
And,
stuff.
and then
Stop.
the next episode, no. I love the fact that they are
Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard. And I love the
Completely
fact,
different look.
yeah, but I love the fact that people are doing all these conspiracy theories and like trying to give Marvel credit for thinking this deep and
They give
planning
too
this
much
far.
credit.
Yeah, because I guarantee you, next episode they're gonna be like, oh, he's a Skrull, and everyone's gonna be like, no shit, like,
But I expect that from the characters already established
Yeah,
to give us
sure.
that.
I don't
The
want
twist and the
Yep.
turns.
yeah,
Yeah, you're. I don't want a cheap twist where later on we learn, oh, this whole time.
Do you
this
know how
whole-
pissed I'm going to be if Nick Fury is a Skrull too? Do you know how choked I'm going to be?
I don't think they'll do that.
that'd be interesting at
No,
least.
that wouldn't be interesting.
this
'cause
point-
then there's no intrigue beforehand. You can't just.
There's
do a
no
twist
intrigue now.
I know, but you need to build intrigue. You can't just have like, oh look, it's a twist. It's just a cheap, crappy
Yeah,
throw-in.
I know.
You have to have that
just-
mind game.
The wife is a cheap, crappy throw-in because nobody cares.
Yeah,
Nobody cares he has a wife that's a Skrull. We didn't care for 10 years before.
if they give us hints earlier, and then finally there was like a, oh look,
I
it's
would have been
revealed.
okay with him meeting her now and establishing a relationship.
That'd be good.
sure.
That
Yeah,
would
he's
have been
been
fine
married
with
to her
me.
for like 30 years at this point.
If in the Avengers we had like a couple characters where he acted intimately with that were just small characters, and then later on we learned that that's just a Skrull that's transformed, and that would make sense. Like, oh, is
Oh.
it? That would be interesting.
He wasn't a slut. His wife can just shapeshift.
But we're
boy.
family friendly here on Buffalo Chicken.
Yes. No, he didn't say anything bad.
Yeah.
It could be the truth, right?
But
Sorry, he.
no, but I don't think
we
they
thought
actually
he
did
was a
that.
heathen. There.
I don't think they actually did that though.
No,
Like that they missed out on opportunities. They did stuff like that before with Infinity War. They throwing around, you know, oh, Thanos is out there. They've got the what was it, the Time Stone and the
Yep.
Soul Stone, and they're building that up. They could have thrown in a couple other things rather than get to the giant moment, and then as soon as that's done, Marvel kind of collapses into this. What are we gonna do now? Let's quickly throw together something. Ant-Man could
What's
beat
the
him.
Ant-Man computer? What's the point of this show? Like every
Send off.
It's to just introduce Skrulls into the Earth.
okay.
Well, I think it's
But in the comics, they took shape of heroes to
Yeah, yeah.
confuse people. to bet-
Well, that's what they're planning on
but
doing.
I think the reason why they can't do that is because they now have to pay Chris Evans, all these guys to show up,
sure.
Yeah, that's true.
right? And that's the problem. Why even create this show then?
It's not like Disney has the budget.
No, not at all.
No,
No,
well,
but-
they're hemorrhaging, right?
Even if they did something like that, though, I think that would bring attention.
Well, they did it in Thor
Yeah.
in Ragnarok.
Yeah,
Remember, Loki shifted into Chris Evans,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
walking next to him, right? And that Evans was probably paid like what, 5 minutes to show up there for a day.
Mhm.
But you can't do it on a TV show because one, they're already hemorrhaging. Two, they don't want to spend more money on a TV show. They have a limited budget. They don't want to go over it. They probably already spent.
Is this show has to be less money to make than Loki?
Oh yeah,
Way less.
of course.
Well,
They haven't introduced any major CGIs except for the face changing. That's
yeah.
it, right? Loki had like
No, I'm
different-
just talking about like actor wise.
Well, Samuel's probably the
cast-wise.
same level as Hiddleston in pay.
Yeah, but also Owen Wilson.
Yeah, almost not that much though. I think.
Yeah, what's the
More than
other
probably these
big-
guys behind Jackson, I guess, for sure.
Sure, yeah.
What other big things has Owen Wilson done recently that could have driven his pay up?
Wedding Crashers.
What,
That
30
wasn't-
years ago?
yeah, no, it's not-
anything
it's not
that-
a recent.
No, any Wes Anderson movie.
Yeah, but those are I don't think that
Zoolander.
would-
Zoolander 2.
Yeah, but those are. I still don't think that he'd be
Wes
too
Anderson.
much.
No, that.
I love Owen Wilson. Wow.
Wow.
But
Wow.
I don't think he'd be on the same level as Samuel.
But
Jackson
he is
now.
right, though. I think Wilson would probably be second in pay in that show. And he would be, like, if you would take Wilson's pay and move it into this show, he would be second easily.
Sure.
Well, Amelia, what's her name, is pretty,
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
but she's only, well, spoilers for anybody.
Yeah.
I already said it once, so if you're going to be like, oh, you told me about this.
She
I
would have
did-
been a cool character.
Dude, I don't know
continue.
why they ended that.
They just immediately. Okay.
Did you know Owen Wilson has done like a Bob Ross-esque movie?
Oh yeah, he played Bob Ross. That was done by.
Yeah.
It's like a mockumentary. Obviously, it's Owen Wilson.
Yeah, I love the photo. It's just Owen Wilson as Bob Ross. It looks like it's fake. It's just him doing like the classic Bob
It
Ross.
looks like a
afro
Photoshop thing. So okay, this is a spy thriller.
Nah.
This is advertised as a spy thriller.
Yeah,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah. Okay, let me rephrase
Yeah,
that.
advertised, yeah.
This show is advertised as a spy thriller. Every time they do spy shit, I want to gouge my eyes out because they're like,
It's so bad.
"Hey, I'm suspicious of you. The plane's gonna be in Detroit at 2 p.m. Don't tell anybody." And then she's like, "I better tell everybody. It's a trap. Of course, it's a trap." And
It's so bad.
then she tells her dad, and like, okay, did the thing, and it's just like, it's not. No, they're gonna kill her. They're gonna kill her. I'm gonna get away on my motorbike. Oh no, there's a car. I fell over. It's
The
like,
minute she got on that bike, I'm like, she's gonna get killed.
Ugh.
That's it. That's the end of her.
at
It's
no
so obvious.
At no point in this show have I been like, I wonder what's going to happen next. It's every 5 minutes I go, oh, okay, now I know what's going to happen the next 20 minutes. And then it literally happens exactly that way.
I don't even know when she decided to do help her dad. She was against it. She's like, I want to be with these groups. I'm bringing these people in. All of a sudden, she does a 180. Was she always a plant there? We don't know any of that.
Yeah, is she a
They
double
don't
or
do-
triple agent?
Yeah,
I
they don't.
don't care.
You know, they don't
Yeah,
shed light
that's
on
the
any
thing.
of that stuff.
That's the thing. Do you feel like you care enough to actually?
I
Figure
don't.
Out?
I don't. The show is not.
The
made me
show's
care.
not. It doesn't grip you. It's just.
Like
I
I
don't
thought
know,
Samuel
just-
will do it for me because I'm a big
Sure.
fan of him.
Absolutely.
You know, and it's just like the way they in this episode with
He's
the
the
way.
worst part.
Yeah, I was just like, this guy's garbage, man. This is garbage.
And it's not Samuel L.
Yeah.
Jackson. It's the character that he has been given.
Yeah, not him. That
has been-
person. Yeah, not him.
No,
that
has
person.
just been completely
Fury.
castrated.
Yeah.
And there's like, he doesn't do anything
He's
cool.
a horrible
The
husband,
coolest
horrible
thing-
friend. Like he's just horrible all
Like,
over.
Disney's trying to make him relatable and more human.
No!
They're trying to destroy
I
the
know,
character.
that's butchering the character because he's supposed to be this guy. He can handle a lot of stuff.
He can handle superheroes.
Yeah.
This guy put a team together of superhumans
Of people that
and
hate each
gods.
other too.
Yeah.
He convinced Thor to work with them.
He literally created gods. He stopped gods from fighting each other
Yeah.
to then fight a common enemy,
Yeah.
which he did.
with a deck of cards
yeah.
in his hands.
Oh, God. And it's just like,
Yeah, this is what's happening with any of our fan favorite heroes. They're all getting just like, shoveled. Which I want to bring up Indiana Jones because I watched it, and
No spoilers yet.
I won't give any spoilers. But because I wasn't able to record, I had some internet issues and still going on. Thank you, Tellus, by the way. for
did
wasting-
you see the? Wait,
Yeah.
did I put that up? No, I didn't.
Yeah.
You're gonna like the short that goes out
Okay.
tomorrow.
Thank you, Tellus. Still waiting on the internet, but I want to do a quick talk about it if you don't mind. 2 minutes into it.
Yeah.
I do not recommend this movie to anybody to watch in theaters. Save your money. Like literally save your money. This is worse than the Kingdom. What's it?
King
Crystal?
of the
Crystal
Crystal
Skull.
Skull.
This is worse than that. That had its problems. Don't get me wrong. That wasn't a great movie either.
But it's still
But this
entertaining
was
to watch.
worse than that. CGI is horrible. There's
Oh.
parts where you see his head actually move away from the body.
Oh.
It's like when he's riding that horse. If you watch that slowly, it's just not even centered. He has a friend. I'm not trying to give away anything here that we've never heard of ever, but apparently he's been a friend all the time.
It's Nathan
The
Drake.
female character Phoebe Waller. I mean,
Yeah, that's her.
she's what's her name in the show? Do you want to pull that up in the movie? What's her name?
Henrietta.
Something.
The goddaughter.
She is absolutely a horrible human being. Like, I mean, I would be so embarrassed to have this as a goddaughter.
Wow.
She's a horrible human being. She has no remorse. She's self-centered. What's that?
Helena Shaw.
Yeah, Helena. Like, hell is the right part of her name. Like, she is a horrible human being. There are multiple occasions you're just like, what is she doing? Mickelson, is it Mickelson?
Yeah. Mads Mikkelsen.
The best part of the movie is him.
I was gonna say that arguably was the only thing that was
the best
gonna
part of
make
the
me
movie
watch
is
that
him, but even he is, you can see struggling. Going, I gotta say this. What, you want me to say this? You want to act like this? Like, you could see that in his face. Like, oh my god, I have to do this in front of the camera. It's like, you know who I am? Like, what I can do? I can do more than this. Okay, fine, I'll dumb it down. Like, it is not a good movie at all. Your hero, Indiana Jones. When we watch the trilogy, we see this bravado, this adventurous, smart-ass, whip-wielding, fedora hat wearing dude that a lot of young men loved.
Mhm.
He's a guy's guy
Yeah,
kind of thing,
he's
right?
got
Drink
swagger.
beer, yeah, swagger. That's a great word for putting it. The three movies that we had, the trilogy, the true movies, he was that character. Now they're like, oh, this is a swan song for Indy to go out with a bang. Man, he went out with a fart. This guy is weak. They definitely show him as a weak, shoveled, old senior citizen. That's not what I want to watch. That's not the hero that I want to go watch in theaters. Fake it. I don't care. The de-aging was not bad, but it has issues as well.
Mm.
But it's just the overall, like, the respect that I didn't think he got. And there's plot holes galore. And when we talk about it, spoilers, when you get to watch it, we'll dive into that. And there is just like, man, it is just horrible writing too. None of it makes sense. The end, it doesn't make any sense. There's no proper send-off into the sunset. I'm telling you right now. There are people. There's one film critic here in Vancouver who I watched for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I totally disagree with that person, and I respect that person. And I'm like, when I watched his review, I'm like, what are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know I'm not as top-level critic like he is. He's an actual journalist, but none of it you're saying makes sense. And then you see a ton of people online opposite of what he's saying. Like, it's not just one people. It's like one after another just going, you're giving me this as a swan song?
Mm-hmm.
What are you, crazy? Like, this is such a disrespect for Indiana Jones, the character. Forget Harrison Ford. He doesn't care. He wants his money. He's out. He
Yeah.
doesn't care.
No, he does care about this character.
No, what I mean is, like, he doesn't care if the character is getting the proper send-off or not. I don't think he does. Yeah, he'll play the part if he's asked to. He did it with Han Solo, right? But it's Kathleen Kennedy over and over again. She's ruined another franchise. I don't like I said, she must have some real dirt on some of these people, man. Because there was even a recording that Nerdrotic played of Spielberg having a conversation about her way back then.
Mm-hmm.
That she was she was stupid. She would just interrupt meetings. She doesn't know what she's doing, but yet she got the job. So I'm like I said, she must have some real dirt on some people. And again, another franchise ruined. And guess what? It's another Burnett that's supposed to helm the next franchise. That's what's happening again here. Did we see this? Yes, we did. Star Wars,
Mm-hmm.
same thing. It's the same story and overall in feminism, woman power. I got no issues with that. But you can't take a historical character, or such an important character like Indiana Jones, and say, move over, buddy, on to the next. You should create a whole different IP.
Mm-hmm.
And have nothing to do with this. Get the intelligence in the room there. Write up something great. Do something amazing and awesome. And you can do it. Right? They didn't do it.
Well, before we continue,
I'm sorry, Bruce.
no,
burst your bubbles.
we didn't do Secret Invasion scores.
Yes. I just wanted to say that I'm done with that. We'll do a spoiler one down the road once you watch it.
Yep.
Back at the Secret Invasions, I'm gonna give this a 5 out of 10. They did nothing for me but destroy Nick Fury's character. 5 out of 10.
5 out of 10.
Yeah.
Sound effects aren't working, so. Oh no, sorry, it's not switching the camera.
Aw, there he is.
There we are. Hello, everyone. Nice to see you.
What say you?
I give 5.5.
There we go,
I'm just
that
giving it a little
Give
bit.
it a petty 5.5.
It's more of a petty score. We are one thing. Actually, I'm gonna change it to 5 for one big reason. We're halfway through the season.
Oh yeah, you're right. There's
5
only
sorry,
6
yeah,
episodes.
you're right.
This
Moving it
is
down by
half.
0.5.
What?
This
Jesus
is halfway through the
Christ.
season, so I'm giving it a 5 as well. I was giving it a 5.5 because I thought it could get better.
Yeah,
and
then
I
you
realized
realize there's only
no.
3 episodes
Yeah,
left.
There's
3
episodes left.
27-minute episodes left,
Yep.
folks.
So
I
So
would
5 out of 10.
rather.
They gave the first episode 56 minutes runtime,
Yeah, they did.
and then went back to 20 something or 30
yeah,
something.
I thought they all.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I thought they all would be like that.
Pulled you in.
I'm gonna give it a 4.
Really?
It was like there's so
I
many.
don't blame you. I don't blame
Yeah.
you.
There's so. It's a spy thriller.
I know they missed.
There's so many points.
Remember you and Chris
When-
telling me that I hate spy thrillers, and I'm like, no, I don't hate spy thrillers. I'm hating this because it's
No,
gonna be
this is
garbage.
just ass. Like the last couple episodes, I was like, okay, this is fun. What's this all about? I don't know much about these guys. Okay, I'm getting some backstory. I'm getting some info, whatever. And then it's just like, okay, that's it. They're just from it's Superman, but they can change their skin. That's all it is. Their planet exploded. They went to Earth, and then that's it. Okay, they're in all the governments instead of like. And it's the tagline of just like, oh, who can you trust? Who's who? And it's just like,
I know. I know who you
I
can
know
trust.
who I can trust because you keep fucking telling me who I can trust.
Yeah.
And then they're like, they're part of the government, and it's like, wow, that's cool. And they go, here's all the people in the government, and I go, I don't want to know.
This is not a thriller.
No,
This
it's
is
just
bad.
it is a spy.
That's
It's a bad comedy spy
Bad
movie
comedy
or TV show. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's bridging the gap in the summer for Disney. That's what
No,
Yeah, but not
it
for
is.
me.
What it is.
If
It's
this,
continuing some subscriptions in the summer.
here's the thing.
Sure.
If we
It
didn't
is
talk
doing
about
that.
it on the show, I would not watch it. I would stop.
No.
I'd
Do
be
you know?
like,
Do you know how many people I've come across have totally unsubscribed Disney for the summer, July and August? They're like, we don't need to watch any of this stuff right now.
yeah.
We'll wait till September. We'll save a
Lit-
few
like,
bucks. There's nothing to watch.
yeah.
I'm not even like, if the first 3 episodes of Ahsoka aren't like incredibly amazing, I'm disconnecting and I'm pirating the rest. Like,
It's just ridiculous. Like
because I paid for this shit for like
every year, I
4
gotta
or
pay
5
more
years
too.
now.
I gotta shell more
6?
cash.
No, before the
Yeah.
pandemic, I started. Wait, when did Mandalorian first come out?
pandemic.
So I've been
Yeah.
paying them since before the
I would say
pandemic.
2019.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's when it came
Yeah.
out. All right. Well, speaking of Steven Spielberg and Kathleen
I was gonna
Kennedy,
say, speaking of Kathleen Kennedy pissing the bed or
But how
whatever.
is she not fired yet?
No, she was an executive producer on the Goonies.
Yeah.
Oh God.
when I was watching the Goonies, I was
explains-
like,
that
"Oh my
ex-
gosh, there she
That
is!"
explains everything. That
So
explains
this
everything.
movie sucks.
So me and Justin just watched it a few hours ago before we came on.
Not for the first time, but
Yeah, no.
They
We've watched it,
rewatched
but
it.
I want to refresh myself. I haven't watched it in over 7 years, 8 years.
yeah.
So I want to watch it again. We watched it, and oh my God. I know a lot of people love it. It's a beloved show from way back and then, but it didn't age well for me.
Okay, Nathan, you like this? Do you like this movie? That's fine. That's fine. That's all I need
So
to
If
know.
you have
So-
to take a second to say something, that
That's
tells.
not- no,
It's
no, no.
one of those movies that if I've got nothing to do and I want something nostalgic, I watch it because I remember watching it when I was younger.
Okay, I
I'll just look for
also
butterflies outside. The
It's
window.
like Sandlot, except Sandlot's better.
yeah, Sandlot is better. Okay, and
Sandlot's way better.
Sandlot is a phenomenal movie, and that is not nostalgic. It's just like critically, it is like if you look at it objectively, it's a good movie.
Yeah.
Want to know what is ridiculous? So, you know what movie came out 2 years before this and was made by arguably the same people?
Who?
E.T.
Wow.
E.T. came out 2 years before this. That movie has an incredible plot. It has incredible direction, writing. The actors are just talking over themselves constantly and just ad-libbing most of the lines, which it seems like they do exclusively in this movie. The camera direction and the cinematography allows you to see what's going on instead of just like they're in a cave, they fall in a hole. Where'd the hole come from? I don't know. Well, I didn't see that hole.
pipe blew a
Yeah.
hole through the wall.
And there's so many times like when they're going through the caves and stuff where it's just like I'm so lost. Like you literally have a device that its exclusive job is to make sure that the audience sees something, and I can't see a thing. And they were like, oh no, there's a boulder, and it's like I don't know if I'm facing up or if I'm looking up or if I'm looking down. Is that a boulder or is that something they're gonna fall down? And there's no like sense of direction for the entire thing. And two, it's not the cast. The cast is phenomenal.
Well, speaking of the cast, we got some big hitters, right? We got Thanos.
We got Thanos.
Thanos is in there. We got Samwise from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Right, and also the boyfriend in Stranger Things in the first season with Winona Ryder, right? We had some good characters.
Oh, and what's his name? He's like the 80s star.
21 Jump Street, right? Cast of Goonies.
Corey Feldman.
Yes.
So an amazing cast of young actors.
Sean Astin, as Mikey,
Yeah. So it's like,
and then Indiana Jones's buddy.
Short round.
Yeah.
He's Data in here.
Yeah.
He's like Inspector Gadget pretty much in his trench coat.
He's the main character and is the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like him.
And I also love the vague like 80s we'll just call it
Inspector Gadget style.
No. Just the I gotta think of a word.
I do want to. I was actually stumbled upon this yesterday during the filming. 2 Italian guys in the show didn't like each other. Robert Davi and Joe Pantolano.
The two
guys. Yeah, they don't like each other.
Right.
They had issues doing there. They were like going at it with each other back
Well,
and forth throughout the movie.
That makes sense. They kept like throwing stuff at. Oh, I mean, they were playing brothers, so I guess there was some good
Do you know what's
inspiration
funny?
for
Is
that.
their family name is very similar to the Italian word for brothers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They're the brothers family.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just came upon an older podcast where one of the actors or directors in the show was talking about it behind the scenes.
They're just like they hate each
They
other.
didn't get along each other at all. Yeah, they didn't like each other. But Josh Brolin really surprised me. I didn't clue until I watched it again. I'm like, oh my god, it's Josh Brolin. Yes. It's awesome. Like we were talking about how it just went from like teenager to 40.
Yeah, he just went from teenager to grizzled cop in 5 years. Like that. Yeah.
The story itself was all right.
The story's fine. It's just kids
adventure, riding on bikes. That's every 80s kids movie. Even Stranger Things, like, we're going to double down on this one.
Totally.
Bikes and adventure. That's what 80s were.
Yeah, but it's not doing it because of nostalgia. It's just like, oh, shit, we got to fill an hour here. What do we do? Just put them on a bike, make them... But...
we have all these spare bikes after E.T. We should, let's use them for something. I know.
The actor, Chunk?
Yeah.
Have you seen him now?
No. Was
He's
he
not
jacked?
chunky. Like, he's skinny.
I heard
Jeff
that he looks
Cohen.
really
Jeff
good.
Cohen.
Jeff Cohen.
Does
he have a brother? Does he make movies?
Probably.
Is he one of the Cohen brothers?
But yeah, I mean, honestly, the storyline, they had to find a treasure. Their dad left it in the closet or attic or something, which was weird.
The translation that the kid was doing to the housekeeper or whatever, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
Like that, and that's what I mean. Like, there's good parts of like that's clever and funny writing, and it like just creates this drama and weird situation.
Ma bails
that's
him out
funny.
of jail. It sounds like DuckTales, Bugle Boys.
Yeah.
But and then they have the ogre brother in the back there, which I felt really weird about. Did they really need that character in the show?
I
Like,
don't.
if you take that character out, does it really matter?
No, not at all. Oh, well, then you take away the one integral line that everyone knows. Hey, you guys! Like, everyone knows that. I don't know how this movie got so big.
Because it was kind of cheesy.
It's an adventure. It's a kid's movie.
It is an adventure. It is a kid.
It
But I remember...
It fell in line with what kids wanted to watch in that era. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Finding yeah.
Between Ghostbusters and E.T., that's what this movie is in here. It's
Yeah.
nestled right in the middle,
Okay. Yeah, that makes
right?
Yeah.
It hits the treasure finding. One day I could be rich if I just found a map. Every kid
and
always
then-
looked for a map when they were a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it was, and it hit on that. But like I said, it was filmed actually in Oregon.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, filmed in
looks like
Oregon.
it.
I watched a video of a gentleman who did the whole tour of it. They have the same jail that they made a museum out of. They put all the memorabilia inside the jail and everything. There's a shop in the beginning where Chunk is on the window.
Mm-hmm.
They have that picture and everything down that
Nice.
shop. The house, it's still there up the hill when they pan into the house. It's still there exactly the way it is, except for minor changes. And they, at the bottom of the hill, they've asked people not to drive up that because people live there.
Mm-hmm.
And they said that you can park your car at the bottom of the hill and walk up if you like, because too many people are driving up and trying to take pictures,
Yeah.
right? So it's still, people are still going there and looking for the attractions in
Oh.
Oregon, right? The rocks in the ocean, obviously, is still there, right? It's not been a million years yet. They
The
haven't
pirate ship flying out to sea, that's still there. They
Still,
just
the
left
grotto is still there.
all the corpses.
Yeah.
moved. The beach where they, in the beginning, where they run a drive with the monster truck race, whatever, it's still obviously the beach area. People
Yep.
go there.
Surprise, surprise, the beach is still a beach.
Not dirtied up with plastic bottles.
Ocean still there.
Still there. You know it. Still the Pacific.
Clouds, it's different ones, but
They're still there.
They're somewhere.
They keep coming and going.
yeah.
As they please. But yeah, I mean, it still, I guess, holds near and dear to a lot of people out there.
mm-hmm.
I mean, I thought it was an all right movie from the 80s. I wanted to change it up. We've started, we had too many action guys, with muscular arms trying to punch each other out, which we love, by the way.
Now we
But-
just have a 15-year-old action guy who
Guy.
punched people
Yeah.
as a child.
And just morphed into a 40-year-old overnight,
yeah.
right? And wielded, all kinds of power with the gauntlet.
Mhm.
And then, we have Soundways. By the way, I loved him in Lord of the Rings. I thought he was phenomenal. as
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Soundways.
Fantastic.
His chemistry with the gentleman who played Frodo,
Elijah
really
Wood.
good.
Yep.
Like, especially when they're at Helm's Deep.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
where they're in this situation where he's pushing Frodo. Like, you got to go. You got to do this, right? Like, it was so good.
Mhm.
I really wish the Amazon TV show was like that, but it isn't for me.
No, because they think they can do better than Tolkien.
I forgot about that
Which
show.
He liked it.
I did. I had
He
fun.
liked it.
I had fun watching it.
We
Not
we,
speaking
we
to
will
him,
never
man.
we'll
No,
never
I had
speak
fun
to
watching it.
we'll never
It-
ever
I just watched it as though it were a Game of Thrones.
but if I bet you if I had educated him prior to watching it, he would not like it.
no,
There's
no.
a great YouTube
But I
video.
understand why he liked it
I went in with
prior knowledge.
There's a great YouTube video which kind of shows as a standalone show why it's bad,
Mhm.
and they take
Just some guy.
they take a ton of I can't remember the guy's name.
FYI, go check out just some guy. Some guy. He's not a friend of mine or anything like that, but he's an awesome dude on the internet, and he's a one-man show, and he tells it like it is. Just some guy, and you watch him how he rips apart the Amazon TV show, and there are so many points where I'm like, that DiCaprio. I'm like, that's what I wanted to say. That's it right there, right? Like he absolutely
Yeah.
destroys that show.
No, I'll have to check that out. But I'm thinking of this guy. All he did, he took a bunch of clips of dialogue and he compared it to the original Lord of the Rings
Mhm.
and even The Hobbit. And you see the quality of dialogue is so much lower.
Oh yeah. No. Anytime I have anything good to say about that show, I am not talking about it as a product of the Lord of the Rings.
But
It was just a TV show.
But it was something that should have been a product.
No, absolutely. I'm just saying. I went in watching, being like, "Oh, it's Lord of the Rings." Oh, okay. And then I heard it's not really actually Lord of the Rings are related, and they changed much stuff. And I was like, "Okay, I don't really care then." And then I watched it, and I was like, "Yeah, this is a cool fantasy show." And with that level of expectation of just this is a fantasy TV show. There's orcs and knights, and I'm just like, all right. And then I got that, and I was like, well, that was fun. That's what I mean when I enjoyed it. I'm not saying when you started talking about Lord of the Rings, the movies, I
I
didn't even remember that the TV show existed.
Yeah, I was genuinely upset because I was really hyped for this.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like I was
That's
like,
fair.
oh my god, I'm gonna see a modern. Like I know Lord of the Rings is not that old, but we've had leaps and bounds in technology since then.
Yeah, I'll admit,
Albeit all the time not being used now.
Yeah.
I was totally against the show as soon as I heard about it, because
Really?
I
What was the thing with the rights where like there's a difference between
Yeah,
the
Yeah,
So
they bought the wrong rights.
yeah, that was it.
And they got screwed over. They can't say Gandalf in the
No.
show.
they
They
bought the
can't.
appendices. They
Yeah.
didn't buy
Yeah,
the
they
actual
screwed up.
stories.
Was that intentional?
No, they really screwed up.
And they've admitted and talked about
Well,
that?
they
or-
can't go back on it now.
We spent like
Well,
$1
no.
billion on rights. You're
Yeah.
The
screwed.
problem was the directors who were in charge. They're the ones that screwed up,
Well,
right?
it's but I disliked it when I heard the writers were saying they can do a better job than Tolkien. That they can write
No,
the story he never could.
Okay, so that is true, but what's even worse is when they had the announcement made that 2 directors are doing the show. They both, and it's on a video. You can't lie; it's there recorded.
But
They
you can
both-
lie on a video. I do it all the time.
No, like they're interviewed. They're interviewed. So they both said that we're gonna stay true to Tolkien's writing.
Yeah.
We're gonna stay true to his writings. We're gonna honor him, and did the exact opposite.
So here's the thing. That's just a bold-faced lie.
Right.
I don't like that.
100%.
The other one is claiming that they're better than him. I think that's worse personally.
Yeah.
That
that's
cut
the
me to
worst thing
core.
you could say to fans of the show or the
I'm
gonna
lore.
do it better.
I
Yeah.
was so upset hearing
Like,
that.
You've automatically just got rid of 50% of
Yeah.
fan base.
Yeah.
Just like that.
And it didn't do well. It did so horribly rating-wise
Oh, it
and
bombed.
viewership.
It bombed
wise.
after the first
bombed.
episode.
And then they're like, "Well, we are stuck. We agreed to do 5 seasons."
5 seasons.
So I think they're
Tolkien's
talking about
estate are gonna get paid.
I heard though that they were thinking of restarting it again. I think you mentioned that
Yeah.
to me.
They wanted to do
Yeah.
a. It's too late. You can't.
Well, I hope they're like, "Do you know what?
Can we get a
No,
can we
but
get
they
a
signed actors to
I know, they-
multiple years.
Imagine if they say, "Okay, we're just going to use the same actors. We're going to like
It's so
we're gonna do a
embarrassing.
Dis- we're going to
Don't
do
do
a
it. Please
Disney.
don't.
Imagine saying we're going to do what Disney did with Willow. We're going to delete the whole first season. We're going to make it look like we're re-editing.
That was the
reshooting it.
pre-production.
Yeah. This was just a test.
Yeah. We wanted
This
to
was
see.
the beta.
We wanted to tickle your fancy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What they should do is just ignore it for a couple years. Well, the writer strike might do that for them, anyways. Just go away for 3-4 years and then come back and do a whole new
The
story.
writing might already be done for the next season.
Yeah.
Because
Especially-
they've had a lot of time
Yeah, but-
before the strike.
I heard that even if the writing is done, the rest of part of the build, they don't go and cross the line.
Yeah,
No.
if it's
Like,
it's in a draft
What do they
stage-
call the crew? The crew in the background, right,
Mhm.
doing all the props and all that. They don't cross that line. They stand with the writers.
Mhm.
That's what I've heard. So
Okay.
even if the writing is done, that doesn't mean the shoot's gonna happen.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
Nice.
So
Because there's still
some of
Yeah,
their
some more
connected
needed.
unions, right? I don't know the the
Yeah,
details,
Usually some
but I
unions
hear
will have to
some
figure it out.
studios have different
no.
connections.
Oh, well, yeah. But
And-
there's specific unions
Yeah,
for
yeah.
specific.
But some of them want to stand by them.
Well, obviously, yeah, a lot of them are, but also once if a season is finished, the writing is done. That means they have a script. That doesn't mean the writers then go home.
Yeah.
Like there still are writers that
They
are
s-
working on
yeah.
the show constantly.
Some
so it's
stay on
not
set.
like, okay, we've started filming
Tinkering
now.
and all
Writers
that
can
stuff.
go
Yeah.
home.
Yeah.
They're still having, so they can't film without the writers because they can't work. So they
Yeah.
can't,
Yeah.
and they legally nobody else on the crew can do anything that a writer is supposed to do.
Even the director themselves, they can't
Mhm.
touch it. That's why James Gunn wrote the Superman Legacy himself.
Mm-hmm.
That way he can direct it. It's his writing. He didn't get any writer to get involved at all,
Mm-hmm.
right? So therefore, they can still go ahead and continue that.
Good for him for that. Not because I'm not supportive of the writers, but just because DC needs like a firm grip right now. And if he's got vision,
Yeah.
he's like, this is the direction I want it to go.
Yeah,
I
I'm
can't let
writing it
anyone
all.
touch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm doing it all. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm putting it all together myself rather than having a team do it and then taking the credit for it.
Yeah, I don't think Marvel should do that. I
Marvel
worry
should
about
just
that.
take a pause.
Yeah, but for
Just
DC,
stop. Just stop for a bit.
yeah.
Yeah, just wait till James
Yeah.
Gunn can do something.
No. Wait till Kathleen Kennedy's gone. Then.
No, I just
Oh,
think
yeah.
Marvel's problem is just saturation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's too much every
Yep.
month. Stop. Let us want it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let us want it and give it to us next year.
And for me, I'm always iffy about superheroes. I am very selective. I dislike a ton of them because
Mhm.
I'm not a fan of people that just are suddenly strong and have power, and now they can dictate morality.
Yeah.
I like it when we've got a hero like Batman or like Doctor Strange where they have to learn their abilities.
Well, we had that. Like, for the longest time, Marvel did a build-up of these
Oh, we
characters.
did, we
Captain
did.
America had its story,
Captain America, we had
origin story, Iron Man. The good thing, the great thing about these characters were they had their ups and downs.
Yeah.
Down on the dumpster and figuring it out and working their way up. Like, Iron Man didn't just become Iron Man overnight. He went in a cave and got his, what handed to him.
got kidnapped, a bunch of people killed
Yeah.
right in front of him after
Right?
he's acting all cocky.
And then he ended up getting an explosion, and he's in the middle of the desert, and he's like, he's trying to go back. And then when he comes back, he's got issues, PTSD, right?
Yeah, that's
You
true.
know,
And
yeah.
even later on, after the attack on New York,
Yeah.
he's even worse PTSD.
Yeah.
And we don't know if his friend is a Skrull or not.
Yeah.
Oh
No.
I love it. For Iron Man, they even gave him anxiety.
Yeah.
And he's just started suffering from anxiety.
Our heroes have
rest.
to have issues
Yeah,
to make it more grounded and more believable.
yeah.
I know they're heroes, and we have to have that part
Good
of our brain
issues
turn.
too, not just like
Yeah.
he's not a great husband.
Like, I was okay with Bucky having that issue too, because he's in the same cut as Iron
Yeah.
Man and Captain America.
Mhm.
He has PTSD. Good. Let him go through it. And in the meantime, he's still got to deal with the shit that's around him.
Yeah, you know
Right?
that's what happens when you
I'm
murder a
okay
bunch
with
of
that.
innocent
That's
people.
good writing.
Mhm.
Right? And it just, I don't know, somewhere along the lines, we just lost it. Like, Ant-Man
I
has
think-
no issues anymore. He's just
Yeah.
cracking jokes. Thor, he's just cracking jokes.
No, he's got a daughter who's sometimes an asshole to him.
Yeah.
I think it's
and
just
it's okay.
because-
Dad, you're horrible. Even though you saved the world with your friends.
I just said
Your
earlier,
book is
Marvel's
lame,
just
yeah.
rushing stuff now, so they're not taking the time to build up this sort of thing or think about this. They just
Oh,
let's get the next show,
FYI,
let's get the next
today
thing.
was announced that our boy Kang is cleared of all charges. It was announced today.
Wait,
Oh.
dismissed, cleared, or the
I'll get back to you next week.
yeah.
The legalities of it is not confirmed yet. The lawyers haven't come out yet and confirmed the writing.
Has the person who came
But
forward
people-
with these
Hollywood
allegations?
reporters have said that he's been, I think it was dismissed of all charges. It's still muddled, but Marvel's like, come on in, baby,
Yeah.
come back to us. We
Yeah.
need you right now. You need to save Secret Invasions. By the way, how
Oh.
come they're not like how come they're not going and becoming like I was mentioning any other relevant Marvel character? Like, how come they're not doing? Forget the superheroes. Just any other character out
One of them
there.
should become Thanos.
No. Forget,
I know,
forget
but
heroes
just
and villains.
imagine
Like,
if Thanos just returned. Like, what?
Well,
like Agent Coulson, where the hell's he?
who's
Well,
that?
He died. I know he died. I know. Get it.
Oh,
But
well.
they should do that as a just a piss off Fury,
Oh.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would love. Oh, yeah.
Also, I don't care. I don't care.
I know. I'm just trying to look for ways.
So
for-
many questions that I almost have of just like, oh wait, what if it, we saw this and blah blah blah, and then I'm like, they didn't think this much into it. It's not. There's nothing I'm missing. There's nothing below the surface. It's
You
just
were trying to save a show that is already to its core
dead.
not a good show. It's dead. Yeah.
yeah.
Is there any? What are the Okay, give me an over and under. What are the percentage the next 3 episodes changes our mind? What do you give? Let's say out of 100%, what are your percentile level here? What do you think?
5. Because I guarantee you, next episode they're gonna be like, Brody's a Skrull or whatever the hell his name is.
No, the dad's gonna cry over the daughter dying. And
Oh,
he's
yeah,
gonna
who
get all
gives-
mad. He's
who
gonna get
cares?
all mad.
Of course he is. Then he's gonna go on a tiff. He's
Yeah.
gonna run into some room, and then
Yeah.
Brody's gonna be like,
Yeah,
and then he's gonna be like, "What? You've been here the whole time," and does a terrible Australian accent. Is he supposed to be Australian?
Rhodes?
No.
No, Rhodes not Australian. The other guy, his buddy, Samuel L. Jackson's buddy,
Yeah,
Talos. You mean?
Talent. Yeah,
I have no idea.
is he supposed to be
I
Australian?
think he's supposed to be Australian.
I
yeah.
also think he's trying to. It's
Yeah,
not
it's-
great.
I
No, it's
thought
not.
he was supposed to be English.
Nope.
Maybe New Zealand.
I thought it was like just. I
Kiwis?
thought it was too bad of an accent.
It is
for that,
bad.
To be honest.
It's a mix of something.
He's American, the actor, right? And he's done British a lot, and he can
Maybe
do British
he
really
just
well.
Can't get that British out of him. He's done
He-
too many British shows.
Maybe, yeah.
But
But it's
like he did have some Aussie, like not slang,
Nuances?
but like yeah, some Aussie nuances there. But it's not enough. It's more stereotypical. So I'm thinking maybe he's mixing it up with something.
yeah. It's not a good accent.
I don't know, man. I just don't know.
He didn't study the accent beforehand. He's just like, oh, I'll make it up as I go.
Yeah.
At this point, what does it matter? He could speak Swahili. Who cares? Like, nobody cares.
I love how we've gone back to this after the Goonies. Like Goonies, there we go.
Yeah.
We're done.
Goonies was fine.
back to
Yeah,
Secret
it was
Invasion.
good times. It was good times. You know, like if you want to show your kids what it was like to live in the 80s, and just watch Goonies.
It was the best of times.
Every kid went
It was
and
the
knocked the
worst
dirt
of
around and
times.
moved a rock. That's what they did.
Yeah, and then they
They
found
didn't play
treasure.
with
They rode their bicycles to
Yeah,
that
they
rock.
rode their bicycles till
Yeah.
the tires, blew out.
Just
right?
assume every Asian kid you see is Chinese, even though he's Korean, and it's
It was a
fine.
little- It was a little
Yeah.
cringy.
A little bit.
A little cringy, yeah. Especially when the accent started coming out. I'm like, oh man.
Yeah.
Ugh.
They're like, you're Chinese, you read this. And I'm like, that's a Korean child
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah, it's not bad. Next week we got. Who's doing next week?
I
Chris
think
was
me.
supposed to do it, but
Oh.
he's not here.
Okay. All right,
I
we'll
thi- I
figure it
thi-
out.
Well, it's gonna be us three probably for the next 3 weeks because I think Chris is on vacation.
Oh, nice.
Oh, fancy.
Nice. We'll find
So
out where
maybe
he's
we'll
going.
make Chris. I think next week's is his last week.
Yeah.
Let him do it next week, and then us three will do the 3 in a row. when
Oh,
he's-
and
when
Chris
he's
isn't here because he's at the orchestra.
done. Yeah.
But he's listening to
You know
Star
those
Wars.
fancy galas,
Yes. So
the
he's
orchestra
he better send us a picture of him in a tux. But yeah, he's watching
with his pants on too.
unfortunately.
Yes, not just the
Um,
top part of his tux.
It's
I'll
just
take
one
your
of those
answer.
T-shirts that looks like.
it's just a boat.
Okay, so we lied. He went to Chippendales.
Star Wars Chipper Check out my lightsaber.
Actually, there is a burlesque Star Wars show coming.
I know.
to
I
town
got
pretty
ads
soon.
for that.
how did you get asked for that?
Because I like
you're-
Star
Star
Wars.
Wars and boobs. Like
I do Star Wars. I've never
demographic.
got that.
I just get
I've done Star Wars all day long and I've
Yep.
never got that.
I was watching. What video was I watching?
Maybe because I watched the Bud Light commercial.
I was watching Vader's. I was watching Vader's Fortress. He's like a Star Wars channel,
yeah.
and I got that ad. I'm like, what?
I kept seeing it
because
on
the internet
Instagram.
probably thought you wanted to see Vader's Fortress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. The Force is strong.
Ugh.
We'll have to find. Yeah. So another '80s movie next week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll get
we'll get Chris
Christopher
to
to
do
do it. We're gonna Silo's done. We're done with Silo.
It was good. That was good fun.
We'll do Hijack, not Hijack something.
Maybe.
We're gonna watch the show Hijack.
We'll hijack something. Well.
And then if
take
you
it
guys
over.
want, we
Oh
could.
wait, it's oh no, whatever. I don't care.
What's that?
Nothing. I was gonna ask questions that would be answered by me watching the show that we said we're gonna watch. So I
Yeah.
stopped.
Well, you guys can watch Hijack. We'll talk about it. It's midway through, I think. No, I think it has 9 episodes. I could be wrong.
when's the Soka come out?
I will find
October
out.
or September?
No.
September.
September, isn't it? I thought it was August.
Well, we'll find out in a second here. But yeah, we got Hijack next week. We got another 80s movie to talk about.
Yep.
We'll regrettably talk about Secret Invasion.
Yep.
It's getting close to the end. Don't worry. The pain will be gone soon. Yes.
August 23rd.
August. I knew it was.
Ooh, I am
pretty
in
quick.
Disney World.
Oh, that's the
Whoa.
perfect time to watch it. Because then if it's good, you can go straight to Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah, and then give them all their
And
money.
then start breaking.
And then get all the new merch that's going to come out.
Yeah, I'll be in Disney World. I'll actually, if I get a chance, I'll actually come live on you with you guys because
Yeah.
I'm 3 hours ahead.
Nice.
So the kids should be in bed by then.
Nice.
So I'll probably try to chime in with you guys unless I'm
Sounds
partying with my 2 friends.
Go to the cantina. stream
Yeah.
from
Cousin
there.
Vinny's going.
Hey, Vinny.
Cousin Vinny's going.
Yeah, stream from the cantina.
Okay. Oh, that'd
Yeah.
be pretty cool
No
if they allow me. But
Of
I think
course,
I think they
you
close
can-
at 9.
Well,
Yeah.
Good.
good.
of it being a cantina then.
Self-respecting cantina closes at 9. Closes in
Well,
a
we're
single
self-res-
digit
Respecting here. Anything else you want to add today before we sign off? Been a good show. A lot of cool things we talked about.
Silo's
Watch
the only
Silo.
good thing.
That's the only
Yeah,
good thing in TV
Watch Silo.
recently.
Don't watch Secret Invasions unless you're a massive fan. Even still, don't watch it, and definitely don't watch Willow. We have to mention it every episode.
I put out a video yesterday
Okay.
Yeah.
or today about it.
All right. Say bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
See you guys next week. Bye-bye.